What's up, everybody? Late today, but I'm here. Better late than never, right? Oh, I can't get the timing down. I suck. What's up, everybody? Man, I wanted to be on at 9 today, but there was just too much shit. Family sprung a bunch of shit on me today. I was able to get no sleep. So then I had to get some sleep this afternoon, and it just fucked everything up. It fucked everything up. But I'm here. It's been a crazy day, dude. It's been a wild day. Hunter Biden. It's weird. Like Tim Dillon, the Nelk Boys, they're all compromised. Tim Dillon, you know, he had a dinner with somebody in the Trump campaign. Compromise, dude. Compromise. Holy shit, how could you do this? Nelk Boys had an interview with Netanyahu. Holy shit, how could you interview Netanyahu? You're interviewing Hitler. But old Channel 5 can interview fucking crackhead himself, Hunter Biden. Nobody's complaining about that. It's funny how it doesn't go both ways. It's like, oh, it's okay if you interview left-wing politicians. But the moment you interview a right-wing politician, oh man, all of Reddit, it just comes to your comment section and starts shitting on you. So we got a lot. We're going to start with the Hunter Biden stuff. We got Tim Dillon on Alex Jones. That just came out. We'll check up on that. We got a new Too Lazy to Try video. Of course, you know, everybody's compromised, dude. Yeah, and then we got Nelk Boys interviewing Netanyahu. And then a very weird kick stream. Well, it wasn't weird. It was actually pretty cool. A cool kick stream they did where they had on Hassan Piker and Adam from, what was it? Cumtown, right? It's a lot of shit going on today, so we got a lot of shit to react to. You're going to get a very, very tired, sleepy version of me today because I'm dragging. But, you know, I'm here. I promise we'll do 6 shows a week. So if only my family would fucking stop getting in the way. If only they would, you know, stop fucking my entire schedule up. It would be a lot easier. Let's get to this. How's everybody doing? What's up? Alan Brooks, Cammy. Hey, Cammy, haven't seen you in a while. Double Denim, I haven't seen you in a while. Is it John's birthday again? John, every day is your birthday in here, John. It's okay, John. When they say it's your birthday, it's because they love you, John. Hopefully you understand what teasing is, John. What you do, John, when they tease you is you tease them back, right? When they're like, happy birthday, and you can go like, well, I heard it's your mom's birthday. I'm going to go visit her tonight as well. You know, something like that. You got to tease them back, John. You got to hit them back. Anyway, shout out to everybody. How's everybody doing? Susan, what's up? Richard, Problematic Post. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Lots to cover here. I don't know how long we're going to go, but it might be a bit of a long stream. Might be an all-nighter. I doubt it's going to be an all-nighter, but it's going to be a long one. Let's see what we got here. Full screen react. All right, Hunter Biden. Now, this was a wild interview. I've seen some of the clips. I was like, maybe we'll just get the full interview. The full clip from Channel 5 is 3 fucking hours long, dude. He interviewed this fucking guy for 3 hours. By the way, I am contemplating supporting Hunter Biden for president in 2028 because at this point, I'm just in it for the laughs, dude. Like, you know, we're not going to get anybody that's going to fix anything. So let's just put the funniest fucking situation possible, you know? If we can get crackhead Hunter Biden in there running the country, shit, that's going to be fun. It's going to be hilarious, dude. So as everything burns down around us and we can no longer afford the basic amenities of life, at least we'll be entertained by a crackhead president. You know? So I'm kind of down for Hunter Biden 2028. What do you guys think? Hunter Biden 2028? As long as he starts smoking crack again. If he doesn't start smoking crack again, it's not going to be fun enough. We need cracked out Hunter Biden. But let's see. We'll just dive into these clips, man. This is pretty wild. And I think this is a little bit of a kind of a thank you from the Democrats to Channel 5, because if you don't, the way I see it, Channel 5 has done a lot of hit pieces on right-wing people. He did a fucking nasty hit piece on Alex. What he did to Alex to me was pretty fucked up. He went in there and acted like he was going to be Alex's boy and like it was all going to be a fun fucking video. And then he flipped it and turned it all into a hit piece at the end about Sandy Hook. So our boy Channel 5 has earned some cred with the Democrats. Now they're letting him interview Hunter Biden. But no one will talk about that. We'll just talk about how Tim Dillon's compromised, guys. Tim Dillon's compromised. Okay. Let's see what Hunter Biden has to say.
Number one, I literally have no memory of ever dropping my laptop off there.
Oh, he's talking about the laptop from hell.
Okay. This guy swears that I did. Okay. Regardless, to your point, okay, this is Wilmington. That laptop repair shop is in Trolley Square. I had family that owned a business that was literally the opposite.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, I think everybody knows who Channel 5 is at this point. Yeah, this is Channel 5, but yeah, this is clips I'm pulling on Twitter. But if you want to watch the full 3-hour interview, just look up Channel 5 and Hunter Biden.
There are literally within a stone's throw of where that person is in a very, very small community, at least a dozen people directly related to my family. Every night he used to go to 2 or 3 different bars in which he could have literally turned and talked to anyone and said, do you know how to get in touch with Hunter?
You're talking about the laptop
repair shop guy.
So it's all his fault now. In case you guys don't remember, the laptop from hell, as they call it, Hunter Biden, the laptop that he dropped off at a repair shop to get repaired and then never showed up to pick it up. And then the guy ended up finding out a bunch of fucking nasty shit on there. So he, put it out there. It was his fault. He should have tracked down. He should have went bar hopping to find Hunter Biden. That's a bit of a cope, man.
Somehow that doesn't happen. But somehow this guy, who's supposed to be repairing a laptop, he says, decides what he's going to do is he's going to review the material, and what he sees is he thinks is evidence of a crime.
McIsaac says he also found documents that show payments made to Hunter Biden from a Ukrainian energy company that have become the center of a political firestorm.
More emails from Hunter Biden's laptop keep surfacing.
I want to know where Hunter Biden's...
It is crazy, right, Richard? He doesn't remember. Could you imagine that? You drop off, you're so fucking cracked out of your mind, you drop off your laptop at the local fucking laptop repairman, and you just totally forget about it for years. And it's a laptop filled with you doing all kinds of nasty shit, also having evidence of like pay for play type shit where you're doing deals, 10% for the big guy. All that came from the laptop. Yeah, it's man, but it's okay. Interview this guy. He's definitely not a crook. Trump's definitely worse than this guy. How dare you talk to Trump? It's funny, like the Hassan Pikers of the world are so mad at the Nelk Boys. Like, I mean, they came down on him hard just for talking to Netanyahu. It's like, oh, if you're going to interview Netanyahu, it's only so you can throw him in jail. It's the only time you'll interview him because you're going to lock him up in The Hague or whatever fucking dumb term they use, those commies. Oh, man, it's weird how they don't have, the standards don't go both ways, It's like, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, you can interview Hunter Biden for 3 hours. It's fine. You're not compromised. Oh, you could do hit pieces on Alex Jones and then interview left-wing politicians that everyone would dream about interviewing. Oh, you're not compromised. But Tim Dillon, you're fucking compromised. You talk to the Trump team, you compromised piece of shit.
Laptop is.
Let's get the truth. What's in this laptop?
Now, again, the evidence he thinks is of a crime is my drug use. He thinks it's embarrassing. And all of a sudden...
Oh, what about all the fucking pay-for-play shit, Hunter? What about all that? What about all the 10% for the big guy? The Bidens were definitely fucking selling influence like as much as possible to the fucking highest bidder. But let's pretend you weren't.
Who ends up with my laptop? The one person in that moment in time that had more to gain than anyone else.
I got the hard drive legally. Completely legally.
Well, it wasn't a laptop; it was a hard drive. Yeah, but it was the hard drive was inside the laptop. So I mean, potato, dude.
Why are they worried about how I got it? Why don't they just say it's untrue?
Rudy Giuliani and his lawyer on behalf of Donald Trump. How is that possible? Is that just happened?
Oh, you got me already. Oh, you just say the name Donald Trump, and now everybody's going to come to your defense because it's Donald Trump.
Can it happen?
You think that somebody that knows you may have been paid off to orchestrate some kind of data?
I don't know. And at this point, it's like, who cares? So then I get in an argument about, like, okay, well, who took the laptop? How did the laptop disseminate it? Was there really a laptop? Because there really isn't, by the way. Here's another anomaly of this. There really isn't a laptop. There's a hard drive. And then there's an amalgamation of a hard drive. There's an original hard drive that he says he has, and he argues...
Well, it's not really a laptop, boys. It's actually a motherboard. It's not actually a laptop. It's actually a video card. It's like, what do you think is on a laptop? I mean, your laptop... All your information is saved on your hard drive, but don't call it a laptop? So you only dropped your hard drive off? You didn't drop you just, for some reason, just went there and just dropped your hard drive off. No, you dropped your laptop off to be fixed, and he took this information off your hard drive. Like, this is dumb. I don't even know what the fucking point he's trying to make here.
With everybody else who says that there are like 400 gigabytes more that were added onto that from the dark web.
You never got a laptop before you wrote that story, did you?
That's correct.
You got a hard drive.
Hard drive.
And you received that hard drive from Rudy Giuliani, right?
Yep.
That is not. What does that mean? Like, oh, you got a. The information on laptops is stored on the hard drive. So what point is being made here? I don't understand.
Okay. Who had been openly associating with an agent of Russian intelligence in the months leading up to your story. You agree with that, right?
I guess.
So you think the repair shop story is made up?
I think, I don't know, but all I know is that whatever this...
Oh, they stole his hard drive now. It was, okay, they stole it, okay.
Amalgamation of stuff came from a whole...
See, is Channel 5 gonna ask the tough questions? And is Too Lazy to Try gonna make a fucking video about how Channel 5 is fucking compromised now? Of course not. Of course not.
Whole host of different sources.
Yeah.
Because you can look at it now and the stuff that like who thinks this is right? Who thinks it's right that every picture that you've ever taken, the ones that you would be embarrassed by and the ones that you would be proud of?
You ain't gonna find no pictures like that in my laptop, bro. Like, he just assumes everybody's got pictures of themselves smoking crack and fucking hookers on their laptop. It's like, it's normal. I mean, you know, if they got a hold of your laptop, I imagine the shit would be, it's not going to be me smoking crack and fucking hookers. I'll tell you that much.
Should be on a website controlled by a guy that is the Christo-fascist fucking incel that lives in Indiana or Illinois. I forget.
He's using all the buzzwords, man. He's hardcore signaling to his leftists, like, he's got nothing but like these buzzwords to like get support.
Which one?
Let's hope Indiana, because it's worse.
But really, who comes up with a 435-page dossier about all the crimes that it details? But
thank you, King Yeti. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you haven't, smash the thumbs up. Let's have some fun. We're gonna. This is for all the night owls tonight. We're gonna be late. I'll be back at normal time tomorrow. So. But every now and then, the time's going to change if, life gets in the way. But I still want to do as many shows as possible. So that means I'm just going to do them later if I have to. But I'll be back at 9 tomorrow.
Literally, it just is it is an entire fiction that makes money off of. Who thinks that's right? And so...
All right, we got a bunch of clips here. I was thinking, the 3-hour one is just too much. So we're just going to go through clips. Hunter Biden... Oh, Joe, Jesus Christ, bro, you scared me.
And Mako super chatted $1.99.
Joe, stop yelling at me.
Does Hunter Biden prefer McDonald's or Burger King?
That's from the Nelk Boys. Everybody's shitting on the Nelk Boys because that's one of the questions. One of the hard-hitting questions from the Nelk. I mean, you can't expect the Nelk Boys to be like hard-hitting, but to be honest, it does seem like the Trump campaign kind of set up the Nelk Boys because it was all organized. We'll get to that MMA KO. We'll get to the Netanyahu interview as well. Let's get through this Hunter Biden stuff. Thank you for the $2, brother.
And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals. White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well...
I don't know if I believe that.
You got David Axelrod and Rahm fucking Emanuel. So fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. He said, we got to understand that these people are really mad. And we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. And he got 81 million votes. And he did because...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure 81 million. Are you sure it wasn't 170 million? You sure it was only 81 million?
Not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it. And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. Then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values. And
no one claimed Joe Biden was a socialist. They claimed he was a crook who would fucking, do what I allegedly think he did, which is fucking steal a lot of money, run a lot of fucking schemes. And it seems like Hunter Biden was his point man for a lot of these schemes, Burisma, yada, yada, yada.
In order for us to lead, I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking...
Oh, yeah, Hunter Biden 2028, bro. Yeah, this is going to be fun. We need to get this guy in. They'll vote. The left will vote for him, too. I guarantee you, they'll vote for him.
Crime, what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's go to war with El Salvador over the fucking criminal aliens that we sent down there. The mostly MS-13 fucking gang members who would slit your throat without thinking twice. Let's go to war for them to bring them back to America. That makes perfect sense. The leader of the Democratic Party, Hunter Biden, is now teaching America how to make crack cocaine. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make crack cocaine great again, guys. That needs to be his whole fucking campaign. Let's make crack great again, guys. Crack. You guys don't realize how great crack is. Crack has been demonized, guys.
No. Do you know what I mean?
Well, because they think cocaine, Scarface, very cool. Yeah. Crack cocaine, they think The Wire.
Oh, in that sense? Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They don't know how similar the chemical compounds are.
Well, the only difference between crack cocaine and cocaine is sodium bicarbonate and water and heat, literally.
That's it?
That's it.
And those things are pretty much free if you go to like a science store.
This is free. You can go to your neighborhood convenience store and just
The more you know.
Just get anyway. I don't want to tell people how to make crack cocaine, but it literally is.
You just did. You just did, bro.
Jar, cocaine, and baking soda.
How different is the experience?
It's vastly different. And like for real, I've
never done crack, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen people smoke crack. And there's a reason why I never wanted to try crack. You know, I like to try drugs. I like the experience. It's like, oh, let's see what it's like. Because I don't tend to get like addicted to things. I probably can if I was to do something every day for months or whatever. Like, you know, I'm susceptible to it, but I don't get like, you know, I can do something once and try it out and not get addicted. But man, the way I saw people react on crack cocaine, it was
Make
like
station wagons great again. Super chat.
Not trying that one.
Bring back free base.
I think they talk about free base too, man. And he's like, it's not exactly the same as crack. It's funny. I mean, this is great journalism by Channel 5. I'm glad he's really asking the tough questions here. He's not compromised though. No, this is our guy, Channel 5. He's not compromised. He's like the best journalist in the world, guys.
I feel really reluctant to kind of have some euphoric discussion. I know you're not asking me to do that, but have some euphoric discussion about crack cocaine.
I think this might be kind of the opposite here.
Okay, no, it's the exact opposite. I'm saying I don't want to have the experience of some euphoric recall. That's how powerful.
How much you bet he fucking relapsed after this interview? And he's sitting in his fucking bedroom naked, filming himself smoking crack right now. That's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, I don't know why he felt the need to like have photo sessions, like do fucking like nonstop photos as he's cracked out of his mind. Like, that's the worst time to take pictures, dude. That should tell you crack is really bad when it makes you make terrible decisions like that.
Crack cocaine is. Does crack cocaine
and a lot of you guys, somebody earlier was like, oh, I like all gas, no brakes. Yeah, he did some funny shit back in the day. But we don't keep the same standards for these left-wing people, right? The Too Lazy to Tries and all the fucking Hassan Pikers, they act like, you know, they're like these beacons of virtue and like they're not compromised, but they don't have the same energy when it's somebody like Hunter Biden being platformed and not, you know, but then when it's somebody on the right, oh my God, compromise, and they get their little Reddit army to hit up your comment section and fill it up to make it look like everybody hates you and doesn't like you. And then Too Lazy to Try comes in, reads all those comments and makes a whole video based on the comments about you. Fucking dumb, dude. Let people talk, dude. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, interview whoever the fuck you want.
Make you act any differently? No. Is it...
I'm not upset about this interview. I'm glad he did this interview. I'd love to see more interviews with Hunter Biden. So I'm not shitting on him. I'm just using their logic, right? That they always put on the fucking non-left-wing comedians. I'm using that same logic for the left-wing people. So I'm actually being fair to both sides here. And I'm saying let everybody interview whoever the fuck they want.
Safer than alcohol? Probably. People think of crack as being dirty. It's the exact opposite. When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combines with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smoke.
It's very clean and healthy, guys. You didn't know that, right? Crack's actually very clean, very healthy, very good for you.
irrevocable. That's
I'm just kidding, YouTube. It's a joke, YouTube.
all. You know, all of these actors and, you know, people in the past that talked about they had a problem with cocaine and freebasing. They were smoking crack.
So straw on the stove is the same thing.
Not exactly, but close to it. But it's a little bit different. But anyway.
How dare you? How dare you compare freebasing to smoking crack cocaine, dude? How dare you? What are you, some fucking loser? Doesn't know the difference? Let's see. So, so Hunter Biden thinks his laptop full of money because, hey, everyone has the laptop. Yes, Hunter, I think we saw this one already because I've been just grabbing these clips. I don't know. We might have doubled this one. Let's see.
My question to anybody that is keeping an open mind is, what is it that you think the laptop proves, or what you call the laptop? So everybody has a laptop. So
what you call the laptop? This is, dude. This sounds like a terrible defense.
When they say Hunter Biden's laptop, what is it that they're talking about? Do you know?
I don't know. What could it be? Could it be the thing that you fucking do all this work on and take pictures on and save your fucking data to? Could it be that? But no. What is a laptop? Really, guys, think about it. What is a laptop? I mean, do we even know what a laptop is? Tell me. This is so dumb.
Well, I know that you your entire iCloud was connected to it. All of your personal text messages, private photos, all that kind of stuff.
Like everybody's laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you left it with a repair shop owner.
There was a chance he could have been like, well, everybody's, you know, my laptop, you're not going to find me smoking crack and banging hookers and God knows what else, doing deals for the big guy. You're not going to find that on my, but did he punch back there? No, he's just like, yeah, like other people's laptops. How dare you? How dare you? You're just giving him a softball interview, dude. You're compromised, Channel 5.
Particularly, I think the New York Post was involved in the spearheading of this mass dissemination of.
I don't know what's up with the ads, Zach Day, but do you have an ad blocker? Because that's what YouTube's doing now, Zach. Like, if your ad blocker is like, it's a constant battle where the ad blocker updates, it works for a little bit, YouTube updates, and then the ad blocker stops working. And that sounds like YouTube's blocking your ad blocker. I don't know, but I can't control what YouTube's doing, bro. Sorry.
Of your private materials. From what it seemed like, it was a lot of private text between you and your friends, family. Your entire sort of private life was on there.
Yeah. And again, so everybody has a laptop. Everybody has a cloud.
I'm assuming not.
No. Not everybody has a laptop. Everybody has a digital life. Almost everybody has a digital life. Everybody has a digital life, pretty much. And that includes voicemails and pictures and text messages and emails and location data and, you know, everything. Everybody, you do, everybody that is here right now. By whatever means, they got my digital footprint going back decades.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the ads, guys. I can't fucking tell you. I'm doing the show. I don't see ads. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. So if the ads aren't playing and you got to restart the stream, that's stupid and annoying. But I can't help you with it. I don't know what the fuck YouTube's doing on their end. They're probably just trying to get you to buy premium. It's probably just a little glitch to fucking piss you off to buy premium so you get no ads. Ted Cruz. Oh, well, let's see what Ted Cruz has to say. In a new unhinged rant, Hunter Biden says he would invade. Okay, yeah, we saw that one already. Let's move on to this one. Hunter Biden explains how easy it is to make crack and then tries to prevent. Okay, yeah, we saw that one already. Watching, going off. Okay, yeah, I think he's talking shit about George Clooney on this one.
Opinions, but
Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino.
Such a filthy mouth, dude. He's going to make a great president.
Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way...
Oh, okay. I remember George Clooney was a big part of getting Biden out and replaced by Kamala, which was dumb. Like, they should have just had a primary, right? I mean, it was dumb to skip the primary. And then it was dumb to remove fucking Joe Biden for a candidate that nobody fucking cared about. And if you remember, they did all these fucking little rah-rah little events where they tried to make it look like Kamala was like popular, but she wasn't. So I get why he's pissed at fucking Clooney. It was a dumb move by Clooney. It clearly was not the right move at this point. You know, history's kind of proven that.
Wait, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como, and he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life. And
dude, they're bitter as fuck. You could tell they're so bitter. I mean, to me, it was the wrong, politically, it was the wrong move to fucking switch out Biden for Kamala. So I can agree with that in that frame. But they're obviously bitter, dude. They're obviously bitter.
And that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod and David Plouffe and all of these guys and the Pod Save America guys who were junior fucking speechwriters on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who've been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40-50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his.
Not to mention...
Who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper...
My mom or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
For real, though. I don't even think it's your mom anymore.
Yeah, it almost seems like Channel 5's like starstruck. He's like, holy shit. It's my boy, Hunter Biden.
No.
By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news. And beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to shit after he put the book out. You know, they did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab, such a disservice to everybody that he serves with. That the jerk.
It's funny, dude. They're bitter. I don't blame them. They did get fucked, but to be honest, I don't think they should have ever even won the election. I think it's a little sus how they won in 2020, but now he's talking shit about Musk. All right, let's see.
I mean, you sit here and, I mean, like, just think about it. You got some motherfucker who's made over, what, $251 billion?
This guy likes to drop F-bombs. I mean, I like that. I like that he likes to drop F-bombs so much. That's my kind of dude, man. Fuck yeah.
$1 being a United States citizen that got here and stayed here illegally before he got his...
Does Channel 5 say it's unedited? Because I've seen a lot of the clips are heavily edited. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go watch the full 3-hour one, but... yeah, of course it's edited. That's what he does.
Citizenship. Sitting here lecturing us on who we should allow into the United States of America. I mean, you sit here...
yeah, how about... yeah, I don't know. Clearly they're upset. I don't know. Should we give the 3-hour one a shot? I'm tempted to give the 3-hour one a shot. Because, let's see. We'll watch a little bit of the full one without any fucking clipping. We're definitely not going to watch the full 3 hours. Let's see. Biden fucking Channel 5, right? Yeah, 3 hours, dude. Jesus Christ, bro.
The moment we're living in, the expanded moment that we seem to be...
a crucial component in the Stop the Steal movement back in 2020, wherein millions of Trump supporters alleged that Joe Biden was being controlled and manipulated by nefarious foreign actors who leveraged their business connections with Hunter to peddle influence in the White House. As I mentioned, this alleged
yeah, I'm not. I think Andrew is a funny dude. He's capable of making funny content, but I'm not subscribing to Andrew. Nah, a little too much of a propagandist these days.
Intel connects to private messages and emails that were found on a laptop that Rudy Giuliani and his lawyer claim Hunter left in a computer repair shop in Delaware sometime in 2020, where after the laptop repairman, John Paul Mac Isaac, pictured here, essentially leaked its contents to the world.
Let's find the most right-wing looking fucking photo you could ever find. Oh, man, I see through the bullshit, dude. I see what you're doing here. Oh, yeah, he's a crazy right-wing nut. That's what it is.
Along with evidence of alleged corruption, tax evasion, and influence peddling, what was also leaked from the laptop is nearly a decade of private photos of Hunter in the thralls of crack cocaine addiction. All right, in today's interview...
Oh, poor guy, getting taken advantage of. He's just an addict who's trying to get his life together. Oh, poor guy.
We're going to discuss the laptop, the 2020 election, crack cocaine, and more, with an emphasis on recovery and away from gossip and family drama. And by the way, if you'd like to listen to or download an audio version of this interview, I've uploaded a crispy WAV file to the podcast feed of our long-form program, 5Cast, which is available now on Spotify, Apple.
How long has it been since you've done a formal sit-down interview?
It's been a while.
Let's see if this is a hard-hitting interview.
I had a conversation with Jamie Harrison, who's the former chair of the DNC, who's a great friend, loyal. And I was down in South Carolina for other things and kind of like family down there. So I sat down with him and talked.
See, the thing is, when you do a multi-camera setup like this, where he's probably got 3 cameras on this dude, or more, you can edit the fuck out of it, and people really aren't going to know if you're really good at hiding what you're doing. So it's easy to say something like this is unedited and it actually be edited, and you'll never know, because this is like what 60 Minutes does. Like, this is the old school fucking mainstream media editing techniques. Multi-camera, cut to the fucking interviewer, cut back to the guest. If you do that, you can edit the fuck out of it, and it's going to seem seamless.
Talked about some stuff, but nothing like this.
What made you feel like now's the time for a official, unedited long form?
Well, I don't know when.
Okay, come on, dude. Maybe it is unedited. Maybe it is.
It is the right time or not the right time.
Who might have doubted?
I'm an admirer of your work, and we have a mutual acquaintance. He didn't take me.
Right there could be an edit. You don't know. Once it cuts to fucking fuckface Channel 5 here, and then back to this. I mean, there could be an edit in there. You could be in a totally different time and place, and you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know unless they were dumb enough to, change the clothes or change the hair, or the timing is so different that the shadows change, and like you're really paying attention to some shit like that.
Much to agree to be really interested. I think
it's all gas, no brakes, Roots.
Is some of the most interesting commentary on the moment we're living in, the expanded moment that we seem to be continuing to live in of the from 2020 on. I hadn't seen much of the earlier work that you had done, but I do know that I at least appreciate the sincerity with which you approach everything that you do.
I appreciate it. You said 2020.
He's so sincere, dude. He's so sincere. Sometimes I wonder, like, remember, like, he kind of came up doing these interviews where he'd go and like where weird people were gathered or whatever weird events, and he'd enter people and they'd be funny because the people would be weird. How many of those were edited to make the people seem fucking way more weird than they are? I just wonder. I wonder because why? It's easy to do that. It's easy when you got a ton of footage, you interview people, you edit it to make them seem fucking crazy. It makes it funnier. It makes the video more entertaining. But yeah, whatever. We'll get back on the point here.
20 on. Do you feel like that's the year the world kind of went crazy?
No. I think that's the year that we all kind of woke up to the realization that things are crazy. But no, I think that they've been going crazy for a while. And I don't know whether crazy is the right word. I think that...
You mean we woke up to the fact that we have an authoritarian government that gives no fucks about us and is willing to put us out of business, lock us into our homes, and not allow us to see our relatives as they're dying? Okay, yeah, I guess crazy is another way to put that.
That I don't know how interested people are in my take on why I think the world is a little bit crazy right now.
Well, I think there's probably millions of people out there who just want to know how you're doing.
Personally,
that's what I want to know. I want to know how
great.
He's doing.
I tell everybody, and Melissa gets kind of upset with me because it has been obviously a difficult time. The past 5 years have not, at least from any outsider's perspective, been fun. But for me, as a person in recovery, and being able to maintain that recovery through this and stay clean and sober throughout it. So one thing I allow myself to take some pride in. And I know about my life is that I survived almost certain death. And I don't know if you read my book, but it's pretty...
the question that's on everybody's mind is, how are you doing, Hunter? It's not what was the message about 10% for the big guy? Oh, why was Burisma paying you $40,000 a month? Why did your shitty paintings sell for like $250,000? Why did you get a pardon, a preemptive pardon? I'm like, no. We want to know how you're doing, Hunter. Everybody wants to know how you're doing.
Transparent about it. Having survived that hell kind of prepared me to be able to make it through kind of the public humiliation.
Oh, poor guy.
That I don't know any other way to put it, that I've experienced over the past close to 5 years now. And it doesn't seem to stop. But I'm more grounded in who I am and what matters to me and what I'm grateful for on a daily basis than I've ever been in my life. And physically, I'm in a hell of a lot better shape than I was since my last drink or drug 6 years ago.
So it's
there's a thing with I don't know, the public, the left, where it's like if you were like an ex-drug addict, it's like everything you did before doesn't matter. I'm in recovery now. My life's better. Doesn't matter that, I did some weird things. I got some weird pictures with some very young looking. Don't think about that. Oh. I'm in recovery, guys. We have to support him. Oh, what a wonderful guy. He's fighting his addictions. I don't know, man. This is seeming like a fluff piece. It really does seem like a fluff piece.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah, just over.
I think this is definitely a reward for Andrew for being a good boy and doing good journalism that the leftists of the world really enjoy. So yeah, you get the exclusive interview with the crackhead Hunter Biden. What's better than that?
6 years.
They're probably like, hey, dude, you know what? We like your work. You're doing good work. Who would you like to interview? You can interview anybody. You want to interview Joe Biden? You want to interview fucking Kamala Harris? He's like, no, give me crackhead Hunter Biden. That's who I would have asked you. If I could interview anybody in the left wing, I'd be like, yeah, I want crackhead Hunter Biden, please.
When you say you almost died, can you kind of give us some more context?
I was a drinker, and at the end, my addiction had progressed so much that it was potentially deadly on a daily basis. The thing that was the most concerning and the most real about facing death was in actuality the alcohol. Once you fall,
see, I mean, that looks like a cut to me. Let's see.
Facing death was in actuality the alcohol. Once you
hand position changes, he goes from like this to like this. There's a cut there. Unedited, guys. Unedited. Is Too Lazy to Try going to call this out? This unedited interview that's clearly edited? Is tomorrow, are we going to get a Too Lazy to Try video about how Channel 5's compromised? Or no, do we only focus on right-wing people because you're a fucking TDS left-wing lunatic? Right? Is that what we're doing?
You fall into that lifestyle. And I wouldn't call it a lifestyle because there's no life to it at all. You enter a completely different world in which you're living kind of completely outside of
I think that was another cut as well.
Bounds
right
of any communal norms.
That's another sneaky way to do a cut is you have some B-roll. And yeah, you can do another cut. No one knows.
It's a scary place to be. And I met some of the most truly heroic, astounding, thoughtful, kind people that I've ever met in my life that are living, lives of...
At 5 hours, Matt Hooven? Is it 5 hours? Does he finally start drilling them on all the fucking crazy allegations? Oh, shit. Just got to make it to the 5th hour, boys. We'll give this a little more time. We're obviously not going to watch all 3 hours of this fucking fluff piece, this fucking, sucking off of Hunter Biden.
Quiet desperation, not quiet, very loud desperation. But even in that, found space in their hearts for empathy and kindness. And I've met some of the most awful, predatory people that I've ever experienced in my life.
So you feel that the thralls of addiction do oftentimes swallow up very genuine, earnest people, but at the same time, that underbelly is home to a specific breed of evil as well?
One of the things that I've realized is that addiction is one of the most universal conditions.
Oh, this is definitely they're trying to humanize them, 100%.
I don't know many people that have not been impacted by it in some way, whether it's addiction to drugs or addiction to behaviors. They have the same dilatory effect on not just you, but more importantly, on your immediate community, your family, and then it just spirals outward. And I don't know anybody that hasn't been impacted by drugs and alcohol in a really significant way, or at least a way in which it's created trauma.
Yeah, they're trying to recoup his image.
Shit super chatted $1.31. Just managing optics here, lol.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess like that guy said, at the 5th hour, that's when he really starts getting hard. The hard questions start coming out.
In their own personal lives and the lives of
He's just lulling him into a sense of security before he really hits him with the tough questions
that they really love. And so which
is fine. You want to sit down with Hunter Biden and you want to have this type of interview where like you humanize him. It's not a hit piece. You just want to get to know him and let people get to know him. That's fine. Do that. Fine. It's fine. It's just, the double standard's a little weird, with the fucking online crowd. Like, let's see the comments here. Are all the comments going to be like on something with a right-wing guy? Let's see. Holy shit, the exclusive Hunter Biden, Channel 5 is on another level. Now go read the comments on Tim Dillon's post after he fucking did some journalism, got some fucking answers from the Trump campaign, and then provided transparency on the meeting and what answers he got. And then all of it is like, Tim is compromised. Tim is bought and paid for. But yeah, no, this is not. This is good journalism. Let's see, is there a negative one? Never in a million years would I have expected this interview. He looks nothing like a laptop. Really makes you think. 3-hour plus interview of mostly calm and insightful conversation. 1 minute clip of him expressing frustration on Zitter. Zitter crowd. Okay, we're the bad guys because, oh, dude. I tell you what, these little fucking Reddit losers, they're really good at like, I mean, look, fucking Hassan's got like 60,000 concurrent live viewers. That's a lot of people. That little movement is pretty big, and they're very coordinated and organized. And usually it's done on Reddit. And don't believe everything you read. Don't fall for every fucking comment section that's all negative and the downvote squad shows up. It's so much bullshit, dude. It's very frustrating.
It's universal. It's something that we rarely talk about. And it's kind of the way in which we treat drug use it's something that someone else is doing, and that someone else happens to be your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, yourself, your coworker. And it only becomes a problem when it becomes a problem for you.
Asmongold has more? I didn't know that. I know Asmongold has a lot, but so Asmongold's got more than guys. It's crazy the numbers these guys pull. But I tend to think that Asmongold's audience is not as hyper organized politically to do things like this, to organize like downvote campaigns and fucking to like organize like swarming comment sections to leave negative comments and be like, you're bought and paid for, you're Israel's shill, blah, 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 blah. Like, they're probably not as organized as like the fucking Hassan Pikers of the world are.
Do you think that you would have been treated
or their audiences
differently by the media if your addiction was to an opiate or perhaps methamphetamine?
Oh, yeah, that's Australian. Yeah, that's right. He fucked his dead brother's wife after his brother died in Iraq. Yeah, there's that too. I wonder if he asked about that.
As opposed to crack, which kind of has a racialized context to it.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Because it depends upon what media you're talking about. Because what is the media? I think it was just an added bonus for them that they could say crack addict and everybody would go, oh my God, he's a monster. So I think
I don't think it was the crack alone that people said you were a monster. Like the crack was a bad look, but there was so much more to it than just the crack.
Those that wanted to use it as a bludgeon, it's easy.
Like, didn't he have Malik Obama's driver's license when he was cutting up lines of coke with her driver's license? Isn't there a picture of that? Like, does he ask about that question? How did you get Malik Obama? I forget which. It was one of Obama's daughters. How did you get her driver's license, and why were you cutting up coke with it? That's a little weird.
Easier when you slap the word crack addict onto it. It made me a lot easier target for the Don Juniors of the world, the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, just because of their inherent kind of meanness.
Was it her credit card? I forget what it was, but it was something of hers, right?
Things.
Yeah, that's the theory that he. I mean, there's a lot of sexual theories I'm not even going to probably get into because I don't remember them all. But there were some pictures with some really young women. I think there was a picture with a young chick who kind of looked like one of Obama's daughter. Like, it just seems like he was up to some really shady shit,
But I'm not a victim here. I was a crack addict. I wrote about it. I was transparent about it. I wasn't naive to the idea that somehow that would be something that anyone or everyone would be able to fully comprehend and have empathy for. We're lacking empathy.
See, here's a perfect opportunity, John. Superspurg says, okay, John, just don't get pregnant. Well, the way you respond, John, is you say, well, Superspurg, I won't get pregnant, but I'm going to visit your mom tonight and she might get pregnant. Something like that. Like, that's a good comeback, John. That's what you got to work on, John. You got to work on good little comebacks to, like, tease them back, dude.
Across the board, not just for Hunter Biden. But I guess I was a little bit surprised in terms of a lot of people in the press, whether it was the New York Times or the New York Post, kind of dismissed addiction as somehow unique to my...
Yeah, okay, we can see what this whole interview is going to be. It's going to be a fucking... Oh, man, how wonderful you came over. You overcame your addiction. You're a fucking hero. It's such a beautiful story, dude. It's such a beautiful story. And I mean, he's probably still smoking crack. I don't know. Allegedly, maybe he might still be smoking crack. Yeah, so that's enough of this one, dude. If you guys want to watch it, if you got 3 hours to watch a fucking Hunter Biden rim job, Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan, Hunter Biden interview. What else we got here? Yeah, okay. Tim Dillon popped up with an emergency podcast today. He had our boy Alex Jones on. And I watched a little bit of the beginning, but I think they're talking Epstein. Let's see what they talk about.
Alex Jones with us, legendary broadcaster.
Let's see what Tim's comments. Let's see. What's the comments here? Bro did an emergency podcast because everyone pointed out he sold out for a seafood tower. I have lost respect for so many people over the last week. These are people that probably aren't even fucking fans. They're just like, they're very coordinated to attack anybody on the opposite side politically. The right-wing Nazis. Because to them, they're in a war against the right-wing Nazis. I don't know. That's just a little weird, man.
Friend of the show.
But I don't think this one's getting as much negative attention as his last one.
Lucky enough to speak to him about a lot of the crazy shit that has gone on the past 10 years. And, we'll just come right out with it. We want to get your read on what is going on.
Alex hasn't quit smoking yet, dude. I got to kill a dart with Alex one time. It was cool, And then I tried to give him some Zins because I was like... Because at that time, Alex was very overweight, and I'm like, ugh. I'm worried about it. I'm a smoker myself, but I worry about you, Alex, being the smoker. I don't think you should. So I was like, here, take these Zins, dude. At least when you're on the air, you don't have to, you can have the Zins. But yeah, we both killed a cigarette in the middle of his studio. It was cool. One of the greatest moments in my life, dude.
Going on because, from the outside, the Trump administration campaigns on exposing this cover-up, blowing the lid off this cover-up. And then they get in office, and now it seems like they're part of this cover-up. So what, in your estimation, has...
So yeah, this sounds like somebody who's fucking compromised, right? This is how somebody would talk if they had just been compromised and were now a shill to like one political party, right? There's nothing acceptable to these fucking retards except just call Trump a Nazi and throw fucking spaghetti on him. And then end the interview. That's the only thing that would be acceptable,
Happened.
Well, all I can do is observe from the outside. I have a lot of sources, some inside baseball on what's happening. But the fact I know is this. 15 days ago, they leaked to Axios, the Justice Department, this. Epstein didn't get murdered. And there wasn't human trafficking.
Yeah, I think he does. If I remember right, Andy. What's up with American spirits? A lot of people smoke those. Those are like the expensive good ones now. What happened to Marlboro Reds, dude?
And there wasn't any blackmail, and
too many chemicals.
Case closed. And that flies in the face of the court cases, the evidence, the intelligence connections, everything we know. And then I came out on that Monday, 14 days ago, and I said, this isn't Pam Bondi. And I'm not defending her. I agree. She's in over her head, like you said. She should go back to policing jet skis in Florida. But then he comes out the next day and says on Truth Social, no, we need the FBI to move on. I told him to do this. And the next day in a press conference, he chews out the reporter when they're talking about all these issues, saying, how dare you desecrate the graves of dead kids in Texas with the floods? Shut up. And it's uncharacteristic for Trump. He looks scared. He looks concerned. And then all the other Truth Social posts about if you ask questions, you're with the Democrats, and this is all a Democrat made-up hoax, and you're just idiots. When all his surrogates had promised they'd bring this out, he talked about bringing it out. So this is Harikari. This is seppuku. For those that don't know, in Japanese, that means suicide. And I had the head of Rasmussen Polling on, the best polling agency, the most accurate on record today. He said Trump has lost 14 points with independents, 5 points with his main base. Like Steve Bannon said a week ago, that'll lose him before Rasmussen reported it. His dead reckoning was right. 40 seats probably in the midterms in a year and a half.
See, that's the reality. The cope that fucking Trump came out and he's like, oh, my fucking approval rating is the highest it's ever been. He's just straight up lying, dude. Just straight up lying. You just basically fucking destroyed your whole coalition. And you made it like really hard for anybody in MAGA to actually win in the future. So good job, Trump, you fuckhead.
This is Trump self-harming. And from all my research, you know, he knew Epstein, there were socialites, all that, but they would have already used this, the deep state. They had something. The Jane Does they brought out turned out weren't even real people. You know, they'd said that Melania was a hooker, that Epstein introduced to her at a modeling agency. We looked into that. It was Trump's modeling agency. That wasn't true. So they're kind of regurgitating all that on one hand. So why did Trump act so panicked, deer in the headlights, and you know, come out and say, there is no list. Okay, there is a list, but you're still an idiot if you look at it, to, okay, we'll have Pam Bondi release the grand jury transcripts from Ghislaine Maxwell that Comey's daughter ran the cover up on, and the Epstein case 6 years ago where he died in jail. So you couldn't do a bigger Streisand effect. You couldn't come out and say, I'm more guilty than what he did. And my loyalty is to the truth. I'm actually autistic about it. You know, I can't, even if I want Trump to succeed and Democrats are my sworn enemy trying to put me in prison, I'm just like having to report this, that this is beyond insane.
Yeah.
And
now he got a haircut.
It's like Trump blowing his feet off with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Well, we know that this was not only
what's up, Be Unstoppable?
A blackmail operation, but it was also a money laundering operation. And we know that Jeffrey Epstein was working for billionaires like Les Wexner.
He's not camera trained.
And many others. And we know that there's been a lot of talk about the connections that Epstein had to intelligence and moving money around the world, making sums of money disappear. Is it a complete coincidence that a lot of this seemed to happen around the time
I'm your little bitch? You could just pick me up anytime you want.
Netanyahu paid a visit to the White House.
Thank you for being Unstoppable. Who's Andy? Welcome.
Well,
Andy.
as usual, Tim Dillon, you're very informed, not just a comedian.
If you want to support the channel, obviously super chats. I'll react to your message, or become a member. The links in the description, or if you are on, you know, a browser, a regular browser, you should see join next to the subscribe. But if you're on mobile, you probably got to click the link. It's a pain in the ass. I wish YouTube would fix that. It's been fucking years now. YouTube has not, and I realized the other day why YouTube hasn't added the join button to the mobile. Probably because they would have to then cut Apple in, right? Because like if you're spending any money on the phone, you got to like cut Apple in. So I think Google just doesn't want to give Apple a piece. So that's why they won't set up a way for you to become a membership on mobile to join. That's stupid, dude. But yeah, it's the way it is.
You've nailed it. I don't want to.
Are you on your phone? Problematic posts is what, like I'm saying. YouTube will not fucking set it up on the phone app. So I think it has to do with for them to do it through the YouTube app on the iPhone. Maybe Android's different, but they would have to cut Apple a piece for every deal, right? Be unstoppable. Thank you for the 5, brother. Woke up to pissed.
The _unstoppable _4
that always feels good,
life
don't it?
super chatted $5. Woke up to piss and noticed you live. So of course I had to show some love.
I live.
Good night, buddy.
I do.
I'll check this live tomorrow. Peace.
Jesus Christ, this robot sucks. I gotta find a new robot, dude. Yeah, I do live. I live, thank God. Mark, Pink Trip lives. Thank you, Be Unstoppable, for the 5, brother. You rock. Have a good night, dude.
Attack Israel. I'm not a big Israel hater, but Netanyahu is, in my view, the villain of the last 25 years in Israel, in and out of power. It definitely is the cliche of Israel trying to manipulate the United States internal politics and foreign policy, particularly in the Middle East. So definitely.
Dalkini, I've been crying about this for 5 years, about Alex not going on JRE. It's really upsetting to me at this point, because it's like, it's the best Rogan episodes are Alex, dude. Like, there are other good episodes with Rogan. Like, Rogan has other good episodes. But the Alex Jones episodes, when Rogan's on there,
Cammy super chatted $1.17.
Nothing better in life. Thank you, Cammy. So yeah, it's way overdue. And you know, every month I usually, which I'm overdue to do this. I'll post on Twitter. I'll post one of my cuts from Alex and Joe, and then I'll put the amount of days it's been since they've been on since Alex has been on the podcast, and they always do well. Every time I do a post like that, where it's like, here's an Alex Jones fucking supercut plus the amount of days since they've been on, like, I need to do that. I'm overdue to do another one of those posts on Twitter. We got to put the pressure on Joe, because it makes no fucking sense. When Joe moved to Austin, I was like, holy shit, we're going to get regular episodes with Jones now. Like, we should get like one Jones Rogan episode like every month. But no, dude, I guess it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a rift between them, if it's a Spotify thing. I don't know, but it's fucking weird at this point.
Netanyahu's heavily involved in. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of, human trafficking, though the new memos, and Trump says there is none of that. Well, then how is she convicted? Her dad.
Yeah, 50 Mike Baker appearances, though. That's what we need. Another Mike fucking Baker appearance. Dude. I do not watch those episodes, man. Fuck that. The Mike Baker ones are the worst.
Was on record Mossad, buried Mount of Olives with military honors and MI6 and Russian intelligence reportedly. Fell off his yacht when all this came out. And just like when he died decades ago, all of a sudden billions of dollars was sucked out of his bank accounts. And so from my evidence and research, it's pretty conclusive. Epstein was a junior to Ghislaine, who took over the family MI6, CIA, Mossad business, because that level, they're all interconnecting. And it was more than just trafficking underage girls. That was kind of like a side hors d'oeuvre or little rider. The larger issue was money laundering. And then now the Democrats have honed in on this. I said months ago and weeks ago that, Trump needs to not just call for the grand jury stuff to be released or the stuff from her trial or the trial that ever happened, because Epstein died in custody there in New York in that detention center. We should demand the billions. It was 1.1 billion right after he died, but it was actually over $1 billion when he was in custody 5.5 years ago in New York. That was sucked out of his business account. And so we know that's at the Treasury Department. So now Senator Wyden and others, as I predicted a month ago and 2 weeks ago, before this broke, I said Trump should release it because I could see that's where it's going. Where did the billions of dollars go right before and right after he died? And so I agree with you, very astute. I was going to make that point. This isn't even so much about human trafficking as it is about the money laundering that was going on. And then you've got Bill Barr, whose dad, Donald Barr, ran the school that Epstein at 20 got hired with no credentials to be the top math teacher.
It's crazy, dude. The amount of people in positions of power that have a connection to Jeffrey Epstein, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling the amount of circles this guy fucking ran in.
And then Barr was OSS CIA, his dad, Donald Barr. Then Barr was CIA, kind of the head of Iran-Contra operations at the White House. And then his dad, Donald Barr, writes a book about space relations, about aliens on a planet that kidnap human girls to rape them. And then they train humans to enjoy it and join them in the raping of children. This is beyond crazy. And he hires Epstein to do all this. And so... yeah, Trump had beauty pageants and Trump had casinos and Trump had golf courses and Trump, was involved in sporting events. And so I thought, well, if they ever had anything on Trump, they would have brought it out as they tried with a bunch of nothing burgers in 2016 and 2020. But now that he acted like this, I think the jury's out. But where the jury is not out is on the majority of people on the plane, on the flight logs, are Democrats, are big power brokers like Bill Gates, and we know some people in the Trump administration have been heavily implicated. I'm not going to name.
At this point, the only way I can be happy with Trump when it comes to the Epstein files, he's got to fire a lot of people. He's got to fire Pam Bondi. He's got to fire Kash Patel. He's got to fire Dan Bongino. And then he's got to come out and apologize. He's got to come out and say, I'm sorry. I got this wrong. I got real sensitive about it because people were saying that I'm a pedophile. So I got real sensitive and overreacted. And I apologize. Like, I need something like that. And that might not even be enough. And then, an actual, actually give us, the Epstein files or whatever the fuck you have. I don't know. It's going to take a lot for me to forgive Trump with the way he's handled his Epstein files. And, I'll say it again. The possibility that he might have done something really shady. The percentage of that possibility being real just keeps going up the longer this fucking bullshit carries on.
Names. And so you nailed it when you brought up Netanyahu. So let me, if you've got time here.
We have all the time in the world. I just want to add, when Bondi said we have 10,000 hours of video, she said we have 10,000 hours of video. I had dinner last week with the vice president. He told me that was commercial pornography. They do not have videos of any powerful person in a compromising position. That's the party line that they're going with. If that's the case, why would Pam Bondi call it evidence? Why would she say it's evidence? She's not an idiot. She's the attorney general. Why would she say she has files on her desk if none of these implicated anybody?
Looks like the Trump campaign's going to need to set up another dinner with Tim, huh? Whatever compromising happened, it didn't take. They got to try again.
It just feels like they're covering.
Alex killing that cigarette. I love it, man. I love he has no shame. He has no shame. Because even I have shame. I won't do it on camera.
Sure. 100%. And I feel like they're telling a story, and the story doesn't make any sense.
Perfectly said. So, again, there's so much data I have, it would take 100 hours, but we'll go as long as you need. Here's what I'm trying to say, Bill. There are two main tracks here. Okay. Incompetence by Bondi and Patel and Bongino, or a mix of that, or pure cover-up. But undoubtedly, there's a cover-up. So here's what we know from the timeline. And I'm not trying to gonzo journalism, write myself into the story. I just do this 7 days a week. So I broke most of the different developments that happened in the last 6 months. So here's what we know, and you give me your conclusion. Trump's surrogates say they're going to release it. They get in. In March, they're given this old Epstein information at that press conference with the stupid binders.
Yeah, but once they got this information, why didn't they do any research to go, hey, actually, none of this is new. All this has already been out. But no, instead, they fucking made it look like they were like releasing some fucking big time evidence. And it really seems like that was the beginning of the cover up. Like, they thought people were going to be dumb enough to go, oh, they actually gave us the Epstein files. Oh, stop asking questions now. It's so hard to wrap my head around the decision making, other than they're in on the cover up now.
And a day and a half before that happens, I have O'Boyle, who is the main, one of the top FBI whistleblowers exposed so much. And he says, my New York sources say they've got massive Epstein videos and files that the Democrats are suppressing and not giving to Trump. And Bondi's been set up. We're meeting with her tonight, my sources are, and she's going to expose the fact that she's been set up. The next day, she comes out, and on the cover sheet of the binder says, this is phase one. I learned there's a lot more in New York, with Comey's daughter and Comey running it, which we know control the file the whole time. If they don't give it to us in 24 hours, we're going to go grab it. 24 hours goes by. They go grab it. The head of the FBI in New York resigns. The guy that said, dig in, don't do it. And then they're given these files. But that's the setup. Obviously, if the Democrats, before Trump and after Trump and now, controlled the file, and James Comey and Maureen Comey controlled it, are they going to leave stuff in that's incriminating? No, it's logical to say they're going to probably drop a dime on themselves. Not that my whistleblower was bad. They're going to drop a dime. Oh, we've really got the real file. So Trump's like, yeah, go get it. Grab it. Get them. They get the file, And then I talked to FBI sources, multiple ones, Carl Serif and others, showed me the text messages. This is in late March, days after. That indeed, the way the FBI works, the top of the FBI does do investigations. They get the truckloads out of New York. They send it all over the country to field offices and say, do what you want. Then the FBI, we confirm this, looks at it. It's got all this stuff about Trump in it, whether it's true or not. Bondi and them come back and say to Trump, it's got all this about you. Then you see the deer in the headlights interview 2 months ago with Bongino and Kash Patel on Fox, where they look like they're hostages. They're like, no.
Then they should have been able to explain this to us. I mean, you're telling me the Trump base is not going to believe that the Democrats would do something. Of course they would believe it. If you would came out and just said that and said, guys, we got the shit from New York. It's compromised. They clearly left out everything and they put in a bunch of shit about Trump. But here it is. But just take it all with a grain of salt. And we'll try to get all of it. This is not all of it. This is basically left-wing propaganda. But because we committed to transparency, we're gonna put it out there with the caveat of it's not to be trusted. I don't know. Of course they would never do that, but in a world where like you trusted the American people and you trusted your own base of supporters who just elected you, then that's the thing you would do.
You can trust us. He killed himself and Epstein acted alone and didn't do anything and case closed. And I said this before Trump said it a week and a half ago. I said, Trump has learned, or this is a big possibility, they've spiked it with poison pills. They're not just going to take out bad stuff about them. They're going to add all the innuendo, all the Jane Does, all the stuff recycled in. Then Trump comes out through social last Saturday, 8-9 days ago, Saturday before last, and says, hey, they control the file. Not saying Epstein doesn't exist or wasn't bad. That's how the media spun it. He says they put a bunch of bull in there, which I was even able to predict. So that's one track of what it is and why he acted so scared and hysterical. The other track is he was a big playboy. He was hanging out with Epstein. He was running beauty pageants. Maybe he did some stuff he wasn't supposed to.
Sure.
And he had some deep, and now they're bringing it out. So now the jury's out on Trump. Now he's got to be suspect. But
exactly
the same people that run Crossfire Hurricane, the fake Russiagate, Obama, Clapper, Comey, Brennan, that did all this, who are...
Yeah, this is how compromised people talk about the politicians they voted for, right? Right? This is what compromised people do. Oh, man, I can't believe people fall for the bullshit, dude. Look, there is a lot of cope going on. I get it. But this does not sound like somebody who's compromised to me to be like, well, we have to leave open the possibility that Trump might actually fuck some kids. Yeah, that's what people that are bought and paid for do, right? Yeah.
Known fake frauds who are known to be all over the Epstein file, who are known controlling it on the U.S. side. Anything they tell me suspect, so I don't believe it right away. Then you bring up Netanyahu, and that's the key. So anytime Mossad is going to operate like this on domestic soil, they're going to need a CIA agreement and pass. This goes on for decades. And then you've got Maxwell's dad that was MI6, Mossad, on record, and KGB, triple agent, highest level. The real agents are triple level or quadruple level. So,
by the way, one of the most embarrassing moments of my life is when I met Tim Dillon. Yeah, I got tickets to his show when he was here in San Antonio, and he follows me on Twitter or X. So I sent him a DM on X, and I was like, dude, I'm because I was sitting, like, they sat me right outside the green room. I was like, hey, I'm right outside the green room if you want to come say hi. And at this point, I was pretty fucking drunk. And he came out and shook my hand, and I said, oh, what's up, Tim? Thank you, because he had shared my edit of him and Alex on Joe Rogan's podcast. And I was like, thanks for sharing, dude. That was awesome. And then I just like I like completely lost I lost my mind, and I said some shit about like, because this was after his first show, because we stayed for both shows, and I said something like, was that joke you told about the nurses? Was that I don't even remember what I said, but it was so fucking dumb that he just looked at me like I was a retard and then walked away. I think he realized I was a little too drunk. And, but he was very polite and very nice. But yeah, that's one of my most embarrassing moments, dude. And it's not that I was starstruck. I was just drunk. I was fucking too many Tito's and Red Bull.
You have Trump. Yeah, grab it, do it. He gets it. Oh my God, I've been set up. Then he's mad at Netanyahu, and from behind-the-scenes sources, we're not attacking Iran months ago. Netanyahu shows up, suddenly Trump 180s, starts doing whatever Netanyahu wants, and we know who has the full file of all the hidden cameras and all the stuff at Little Island.
Yeah, Cammy, Joe's. Everybody's been really cool. Everybody, they've promoted a lot of my shit. So yeah, shout out to them.
They're in the Caribbean at his facility in Zorro Ranch, New Mexico, in New York, and we had Ehud Barak there, photographed dozens of times, in 30-something meetings there in New York. As all of a sudden you get a 180.
Yeah. I was drunk, Cammy, and I said some shit that made no sense because I think I confused, because I had just seen Andrew Schultz as well, so I confused a conversation I had with a different comedian with Tim. So that's why I don't remember what I said exactly, but I kind of remember the gist of it. Because afterwards I was like, "Oh shit, that wasn't even Tim. That was another comedian I was talking about." There was some joke about the nurses in 2020. You remember they were doing all those TikTok videos? And, yeah, I just had a fucking brain fart at the wrong time.
Soon as Netanyahu shows up, now Trump learns what's in the FBI file. Right after that, then Netanyahu comes and tells him, and I don't believe from my sources, and this is high-level FBI, that it is Trump, but it's people in his administration, including a top financial advisor that's heavily involved. Trump wants to get his agenda.
Are you saying I'm Jewish like his revenge, or are you talking about somebody in the chat? No, I was raised Catholic, man.
Through of jobs, $15 trillion investment coming in, $3 trillion already here. He wants to stop World War III. I'm not defending this. I'm saying the thinking, I've been told.
Yeah.
And so he goes, "Oh my God, this is a giant new Russiagate setup." He comes out and says to my list, to his supporters,
Would I be crazy when you say a top financial advisor? Are we talking about Epstein's neighbor?
We are.
Okay, interesting.
The guy that's I think they're gonna say his name, but that's the guy that's in fucking the Trump administration now. So it wasn't just that he was his neighbor. They had more connection than just being neighbors, I think.
And that makes sense.
Which shows how informed you are. And I'm not trying to be a mean person.
Yeah.
Because he may even be innocent. We were talking about Lutnick.
That's right, Howard Lutnick. Don't sue me. Kidding.
Well, it's beyond suing. This is like
the
intel agencies
They're
think
going
we're
to
stupid.
find me
They
in the
can't be
pool. Yeah, you're right. Now.
Let's just say you brought it out. You're smart to figure it out. Nobody else was. I'm sure it's true.
Yeah.
They're blackmailing him with Lutnick. I've confirmed that from the FBI. And it's not that Lutnick did anything wrong, but yeah. And yeah.
Really? So Trump would torpedo his whole fucking movement to protect Howard fucking Lutnick? That's dumb. You would think Trump would just throw that dude under the bus, like, without even thinking twice. But okay.
Here's my question. We have Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in a jail, I believe in Tallahassee in Florida. We have Alex Acosta, who supposedly there was an unsourced or privately sourced, unnamed sourced person that Vicky Ward quoted saying Alex Acosta said, "I was told to stand down. Epstein belonged to intelligence. That is why he was not prosecuted."
Yeah, that was the federal prosecutor. The
right, to the fullest extent of the law. Why do we not, and by we I mean the Trump administration, the American people, demand that Maxwell testifies in front of Congress and that Alexander Acosta testifies in front of Congress about whatever this operation was? I think me and you have a good idea about what it was. But it's a vile operation. It destroyed the lives of children. No civilized society can exist ignoring things like this. And it also opens up many questions about a financial system that we barely understand that involves oligarchs, criminals, human traffickers, drug smugglers, and our own political class, by the way. This is why Nancy Pelosi has been so quiet about this. Let's be very honest, because she has no problem with, obviously making lots and lots of money. And lots of our politicians, I mean, Barack Obama, these $30 million homes in Martha's Vineyard or whatever they are. Why don't we demand that they testify, Alex?
It's a little weird how quiet they've been because, you would think they would be hammering on this, left and right. The media is, though. The media has been pretty fucking, they're not holding back. But I think, yeah, there's probably, they know Democrats are all over the fucking Epstein files as well. But I'm telling you, there's a little fucking Sun Tzu here, man. It's a little bit of like, don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake.
Well, and Tim, I don't do this when regular people interview me. I'm not kissing your ass. I was about to go, before you said Ghislaine Maxwell testify, I was about to go to this. So that's where I was going next.
Yeah.
Here's the...
Well, don't skip over the Alex Acosta stuff. That needs to be addressed because that's a big fucking, that's where a lot of the evidence that people pull from that he's, with the intelligence agencies is Alex Acosta said he was with intelligence. So hopefully he addresses that. Because I think Alex Acosta is trying to walk it back now and trying to pretend like that was fucking fake news.
With that, she's in prison for human trafficking, and you've got these lawyers connected to Epstein saying months ago, Alan Dershowitz, Trump better pardon her. And even before Elon came out and said, hey, Trump's on the list, you're never going to see it, which then has a lot more credibility now because of this. It doesn't mean Trump did anything wrong, but he's implicated. He's embarrassed by it. The issue with Ghislaine Maxwell is she's in prison for decades. So you can't trust somebody to testify who has already not implicated other people, but now that she's convicted in prison, maybe she'll say that I was involved. I'm being sarcastic, but
right.
my point is that pressure mounts for Ghislaine Maxwell to be released to testify before Congress. I am of the thought that full disclosure is the way to go.
Yeah.
From all my research and sources, Trump wasn't actually involved in any of this. And they're going to be able to continue to blackmail if they don't. So I think justice be done by the heavens fall. But the thinking is, if they implicate all these big tech titans like Bill Gates that was heavily involved in all this, and his wife left him over it and said he should have to answer those questions. I'm not saying what he did. If all these Silicon Valley people come out and things, Trump's being told this will crash the stock market, this will bring down America, this is a setup. And I'm not defending that decision, but I can logically, from a sick position, get it. I agree with you. I think the world will think we're back in business if we actually exercise all these demons, because this stuff's going all over the place as well. The EU's been caught in giant pedophile rings of government.
This is driving people insane, and I think it's justifiably so that people at the...
Cammy, I don't know if I said thank you for the $1.17. I think I did, but just in case I missed that one.
The highest levels can get away with stuff like this,
Thank you,
and
guys.
that it can be covered up forever. And I think a lot of people...
It's the two-tier justice system.
Right.
It's emblematic of everything.
Yeah, it's emblematic of everything. What I told Vance, I said, if you don't disclose everything, you're done. Nobody will support you guys. You are fully and completely part of this cover-up if everything doesn't come out. I think it paralyzes their presidency completely.
And what did Vance say?
He agrees with me. He agrees with me.
Wild. You remember Trump didn't get along with his last VP, Pence, but Pence was a neocon, probably undermining Trump the whole time. But now it looks like Vance and Trump aren't going to get along, and this time probably for the right reasons from Vance's side, because it's got to suck, man. You hitched yourself to the Trump wagon, the Trump train, thinking it was going to be like the first administration, and then the Epstein shit hits the fan. And now it's like, oh shit, my career's probably over. I bet you after this, after Trump's out, they're gonna distance themselves so fucking hard from Trump. Unless, we get some transparency and, people can rest assured knowing Trump didn't, do anything fucking wild back in the day. But everybody's common sense is like their spidey sense is going off, dude, the way he's behaving. You can't help it, right? If you're a rational human being that's thinking straight, the way he's behaving about the Epstein files, it's your spidey sense. Whoa, 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 whoa. So yeah, man. He's got some explaining to do, that's for sure.
It really is.
Yeah, even Mike Johnson came out a week ago and said release it.
Yeah, but then he voted to not release it today, right? Didn't they have a vote today or something? I saw a clip of Mike Johnson, saying that basically they were going to vote no. So I didn't follow enough of it. I was too busy. But I think they had another vote to release the files today, and of course, they voted not to.
I mean, he agrees with me.
I mean, if there's nothing in there, right? Why not release it? There's got to be something in there they're protecting if they're so afraid of releasing it.
The calls are coming from inside the house. We know that Benjamin Netanyahu shows up. We then immediately see an about face, which is completely crazy, by the president of the United States. And again, I'm not a paranoid Israel hater, but their activity over the last 6 months is completely insane. They're bombing churches.
Oh, dude. Wow. Tim does sound so compromised here, doesn't he, guys? He sounds like he's fucking compromised. Too lazy to try. Yeah, we're going to get to the too lazy to try video next, where he does his normal thing where he lets the Redditors in the comment section write his video for him. And he's like, Tim Dillon's compromised. Yeah, this is what a compromised person sounds like, right? Wake the fuck up, dude.
They're starving people. They're shooting people that are...
They bombed Syria today. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I've studied who the main threats to the U.S. Communist China, big financial interest. I'm the guy that everybody said was defending Israel. No, I was just saying they're not the most important bloc. They're varied. But yeah, absolutely. Because we've knocked out the Democrats to a great extent, because they've cut off the U.S. aid money. And
since this is such a late chill stream, yeah, I am going to, have some of the Mary Janes. So if I'm going off camera, that's why. I don't want to get demonetized for it. But this is going to be a late, just chill stream. Low energy. 'Cause I don't want to be, it's just hard. I don't have the energy today, guys. Tomorrow I'll be firing on all cylinders again. I promise. But let's get going.
The deep state money. Israel,
just fucking tired.
With Netanyahu, sees a power vacuum and is definitely trying a hostile takeover of the administration. So that's 100% going on.
Are you worried about these connections with Palantir, with using technology to
Yeah, THCA is still legal in Texas, GK. It looks like it's going to remain legal for a while. And yeah, it's not as good, not as strong as the real stuff, but it fucking works, dude.
Palantir technology to merge all of the different departments so that if you have information on you with the IRS, that's now merging with your arrest record, and if you've attended a protest and whatever the case may be. We see in the UK, people are getting sent to jail for tweets. We see all over the world, and we know, of course, the Chinese social credit score system. This feels a lot like...
I'm not sad, Matt. I'm fucking tired. For me, I'm spoiled, dude. Like I said myself, because I am a bit of an insomniac, and I found my own cure for insomnia, and that was not working a 9-to-5 job. And getting to go to sleep when my body felt tired and my mind felt tired, and then wake up when my mind felt rested. And I didn't get to do that today. And for some reason, my body got so used to getting good amounts of sleep that when I have a 3 or 4 hour night of sleep, I'm jet lagged the whole next day, So, and plus I took a nap, and when I wake up from naps, I feel terrible. I hate taking naps. But I couldn't avoid it. I was just too fucking tired.
Like a precursor to that. Steve Bannon has said that he thinks that these tech people are the biggest threat.
Plus, I'm smoking some shmee, so, that makes me a little more tired, too.
To the stability of the United States going forward, because they have their own agendas that they're cloaking in this MAGA movement. Do you share that view? And do you think that Trump has allowed these people to get a little too close and exercise a little too much power in the White House?
Yes, I think Palantir is a threat. And then I've been criticized by people that just want to try to make scores by being nuanced about it. Let's explain what's happening. Oracle, who's also in with Trump, which is a bigger threat than Larry Ellison's, way bigger than Palantir. Microsoft and Amazon. People think of Amazon as packages. No, Amazon runs more servers for the CIA and the NSA than anybody. Then that Microsoft is second. This is like a fact. People can look this up. They've already integrated all the databases. They already have all that. Peter Thiel and Alex Karp, who said, Alex Karp, I help the EU censor conservatives. My main threat is Christian conservatives, just like talk about starting to fight. So I'm not an apologist for Palantir, but to my listeners, I've got to give them a real answer. So you notice the New York Times, the Washington Post last year were all about Palantir, and it doesn't mean Palantir isn't an issue. It's that, why does everybody know about that? Because the corporate media started it. So Palantir has come to Trump and is a big backer of Vance. I'm not saying he's bad either.
Right.
And they have said to Trump, we know how to come in and tell you what's really going on. Let us have the ring of Mordor, and we will fix all your problems. And my point is, they are a small little tech who wants to come in and has the technology to do what's already been done.
Right.
So the idea that this isn't already integrated, that it is Amazon, Google, and these other groups, Amazon,
Alphabet, those companies, whatever it is, Meta.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Alphabet's above Google, exactly.
Right.
So it's Google, it's
Amazon.
It's Amazon. It's all. Yeah. So they're the ones that are currently doing it. It's not.
And is Trump doing anything about the fucking monopolies, the tech monopolies, the fucking? Dude, I have a feeling this 4 years is gonna be so fucking disappointing. Like, yeah, dude, I'm glad we have somebody who cares about like border security and the law when it comes to immigration. That's great. But damn, I was hoping for so much more than just that.
It's not like it's coming. So I just told people in their lexicon, it's like you have flashcards for a kid. Here's a tiger. Here's a bear. Here's a bunny rabbit. And now they go, here's Palantir. Ooh, that's the big tech takeover. No, that's a group that thought with their angles with Trump, they could come in and be put in charge of the thing that's already there. So I'm telling people, no, it's not that it's coming, it's already there. Palantir is just as dangerous as Google or as its parent company Alphabet or as Microsoft or as Amazon. It's Microsoft, Google, Amazon. And I'm saying if you look at the statistics, they're 90% of it. The grid's already there. Palantir.
All right, so it looks like we're getting off the Epstein stuff, but yeah, I don't want to watch it all. We already watched enough of it. Yeah, but go check it out if you want to see the full thing. I'm sure they'll get back into the fucking Epstein shit. Let's get to Too Lazy to Try. Yeah, my favorite channel on YouTube, Too Lazy to Try. Tim Dillon has been compromised. All right, guys, because I mean, we just listened to that. Does that sound like somebody who's been compromised by the Trump administration? Oh, maybe I'm just naive. But that does not sound like somebody who's been fucking compromised, dude. But let's see what Too Lazy to Try has to say.
I'm going to tell you about a dinner I had with a member of the administration. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, that's it. You had a dinner with a member of the administration. Compromised.
Everything.
Compromised.
That I know. It's not a defense of Trump. It's not a defense of the administration. In fact, I think if they do not release everything they have, they are done. You need to
Yeah, that's the way people that are compromised talk. What the fuck? I swear to God, he's just regurgitating Reddit, dude. It's so pathetic.
Release everything you have. Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
All right, so in my previous video, I was talking.
I agree. Yeah, Pam Bondi needs to be fired. I think all three of the three amigos need to be fired. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi. And anybody else that's fucking helped fuck this up. And if we could fire Trump and replace him with JD Vance at this point, because why not? Why the fuck not? Let's fire Trump too.
Talking about how based on Tim Dillon's reaction
Can't get any
to the
worse, I
Epstein
don't think.
situation, I thought he probably got the call, but it turns out he didn't just get a call, he got a dinner, because obviously the best way to bribe Tim Dillon is with food. If you want him to push a certain narrative, you got to wine and dine him first. So that's what someone from Trump's administration did, because of course, when the government needs help dealing with controversy, they start reaching out to comedians. That's where we're at now. So a lot of people are speculating Tim met with Kash Patel, but I believe it's JD Vance. Tim's already done a podcast with him, and JD's been going around helping Trump do damage control over this. Also, Tim kept saying Kash Patel should be fired, so I don't think it'd be him unless that.
Yeah, I don't really trust Vance either. But at this point, would he be worse than Trump? I'm sure he would still do the same shit with the border, right? I don't know, man. I think if we could fire, because to be like, yeah, fire Bondi, fire all them, but then it looks like you're covering for Trump. It's like, yeah, if we could fire Trump, I mean, if I could replace him with anybody, who would I replace him with? I don't know. I mean, Ron Paul's still alive, right? Maybe we put Ron Paul in there, but obviously, you know, that's not how it works. It would be the VP. So why not? Let's try Vance.
That meeting went really badly, but Tim didn't make it seem like that. And I guess to his credit, at least he admits he took a meeting. So now we know he can't really be fully trusted when talking about the Epstein stuff, because clearly they had a meeting to get Tim to push a certain narrative. You know, he acts like he was just there because they wanted to consult with him and also explain to him what's going on. But obviously, they're just trying to influence him to push a narrative to his audience. Like, why else would the government?
I mean, J.D. Vance wasn't best friends with Epstein for 15 years, right? So that's a good sign.
Want to talk to Tim Dillon. And I think part of what they're trying to influence him to do is
or however
just
long
blame
they
it
were
all on
friends. I
Pam
forget how
Bondi and
long.
Kash Patel. You know, Tim was acting like they're the ones solely responsible for the Epstein files disaster. He kept talking about how poorly they handled it and how they need to be fired. Like that will really change anything. I mean, Tim knows it won't. And even just last month, Tim was kind of defending Pam, or he is at least giving her the benefit of the doubt, because he said her hands were tied, like she doesn't have enough power to release the files on her own, and her and Kash are just taking orders from the higher ups. But now he keeps talking about how badly they botched the situation, and in order to get ahead of the controversy, they need to be fired. Like they're the main ones to blame here. So I think during this meeting, whoever Tim met with was trying to get it in his head that Pam Bondi is mostly to blame here, because
Doesn't sound like whatever they tried to get in his head worked. And just because he says Pam Bondi needs to be fired doesn't mean he's not holding Trump accountable. Everybody thinks Bondi needs to be fired. But okay.
also it sounds like Trump wants her to take the fall now too. I know he's defending her a lot.
You think I could get Ron Paul as a guest, MMA KO? I'd be 100% down to talk to Ron Paul, but I don't know if I could actually get him as a guest. Maybe, I mean, shit. If I can find out who to reach out to, I'll do it.
Recently, but now there's a report that he wants Pam to take the heat over this. So that's why I believe this is part of the narrative they want Tim to push, you know, basically to blame it on anybody but Trump. Because like I said, Tim also kind of changed his tune on this after he had the meeting. Before, he made it sound like Pam is just taking orders and doing what she's told. But then during this episode, he kept saying she handled this really badly and she needs to be held accountable and fired.
But there is clear.
This is such petty shit, dude. This is just, it's just petty, dude. I guess this is him being a hypocrite. It just, I don't know. This just seems like fucking weak sauce, dude.
Clearly an effort somewhere to tie Pam Bondi's hands behind her back. I'm not vouching for either one of them, and I'm not damning them. I don't think they look at these two.
There is an argument to be made, though, that they got the fucking rug pulled out from under them by Trump. Like, they really thought they were going to release the files. But, you know, remember Alex Jones was saying earlier that when they got into the files, Trump was in the files, and that's when Trump all of a sudden flipped. I don't know, man. It's hard to make heads or tails.
I just don't think they...
It's like you know your girlfriend's cheating on you, but you can't prove it. But the way she's behaving, it's like, yeah, she's definitely cheating on me. That's what it's like.
Let's watch that video one more time. I don't think they have it within their capacity to do anything. I think things are coming from above them. The only way you get ahead of this is if you fire Bondi. Number one, I'd like to see Bondi and Kash. I don't know anything about Bongino, but again, if all three of them, you know, this is the biggest bungling of anything ever. Remember when they had these morons go out with these binders, Epstein files phase 1? What the fuck were they thinking? So it looks really bad, and if they want it to look less bad, and I don't know how bad it is.
Tim also kept talking about how ridiculous it is that Pam, Kash, and Dan Bongino were even part of Trump's administration to begin with, because he says they're like QAnon conspiracy theorists, podcasters. But if Tim thinks they're bad hires, maybe he should blame the one that hired them. It's hilarious.
You think he doesn't? You think Tim isn't fucking realizing that Trump's the fucking man at the end of the day responsible for all this? So he can't, I don't know, dude. This is really nitpicky. Really nitpicky, dude.
He's like, I can't believe
this is some BS fucking female type fucking shit, dude.
These people are in the government, but then won't say anything about.
Look, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just have a sneaky suspicion Too Lazy to Try was raised by mostly women. It just seems that way, because this is some weird fucking, this is just weird. It's just like you're just reaching for something, dude.
The person that put them there.
But, you know, you got to make a video, right? You got to get those views, dude.
You know, it turns out it's always everyone else's fault.
Here's Patel. These people are like people who failed at having podcasts. They would have been me if they had talent. They're running the FBI because they're shot. These are people that were like hyping up Q drops on 4chan and leading retards in every fucking direction, thinking that Hillary was going to Gitmo, and now they're running the FBI. And whether they're in on it or the deep state is clotheslining them, they got to get the fuck out of there and start a podcast. Half of that administration needs to start.
Kerry, I will agree with that. You know, maybe Tim, if he wants to be trusted more, maybe it's time to take the glasses off so he can see his fucking eyes. But it's probably a him thing. He probably just feels more comfortable, more free. You know, I don't know. But yeah, you know, when you wear glasses inside, you start to wonder, why do you want me to not see your eyes? Are you lying to me? But yeah, I don't think that's what's going on, but it could be.
Start a podcast. Pam Bondi, I will email you the mics to buy.
But the glasses are kind of a bit at this point. Like, he put them on as a joke, you know, the first time. And then I think it was popular enough that he just kept that fucking bit going.
You're out. It's time to go. It's time to go. They took people who had podcasts and put them in control of the government. So either they're compromised or the fucking factions of the deep state are fucking shoveling shit on these people at an amazing pace.
Tim should have Too Lazy to Try on the podcast. I wonder if Too Lazy to Try would go on Tim's podcast if he was invited. That'd be fun. That'd be an interesting podcast.
Because they're incapable of delivering anything. They appear to be fools when they go on a show. They appear to be a fool.
I mean, Too Lazy to Try is a fucking powerhouse now. I don't know if you guys know how many views he's getting. That Reddit crowd is fucking... I mean, I think this one had 40,000 views in the first hour. This will be a big million. I mean, Too Lazy to Try is like, you know, he's a fucking cultural fucking powerhouse now, dude. He's not to be taken lightly, old Too Lazy to Try. I don't know, man. It's funny how well you can do just grifting to the Reddit crowd.
Cool.
Also, Tim kept acting like the only reason Trump doesn't want to release the files is because it implicates him in a money laundering scheme with Epstein. Like, during this podcast, he kept saying nobody cares if Trump was using Epstein for money laundering. Like, he really believes that's the reason Trump is scared to release.
Does he believe that's the only reason, or is he just theorizing of all the fucking possibilities that have been thrown out there? Yeah, man, it's just some nitpicky bullshit, dude. Anybody can do this, dude. Anybody can go through and fucking nitpick everything somebody says and try to make them look like a hypocrite, especially when you're talking for an hour and you're theorizing on different possibilities. But yeah, okay, dude. Okay. The episode that just came out today with Alex Jones just pretty much disproves all this.
Release the files. You know, there's no way Tim actually believes that. Like, Trump, he's just so worried about being accused of money laundering. He'd rather risk being accused of being a pedophile, because obviously that's what's happening now, that he's not releasing the files. So thankfully, I don't think many people in Tim's audience trusted what he had to say here. Most of the comments were calling him a sellout. Like someone said, Tim is in his establishment hoe phase. We wish him well. Next week, Tim in a little hat talking about the real estate.
So where he goes, this is his receipts is the comment section. See, the comment section agrees with me. That means I'm right. Meanwhile, the comment section are writing his fucking videos. So of course the comment section is going to agree with you, dude. Your whole fucking videos are just written based on like what the Reddit crowd and like the angry fucking commenters on YouTube say, dude.
Possibilities in Gaza after many years.
Which, by the way, is, you know, mostly the left-wing crowd. Like this is his grift. It's just grifting to the Trump derangement syndrome leftist crowd. They'll pretend he's not. He's like some fucking neutral fucking dude, but he's not, dude. It's very clear.
Tim just started randomly pronouncing Ghislaine Maxwell's name properly after one White House meal. Tim, you can't spend all these years sharpening our cynical minds with your satirical comedy and then expect this episode to fly. And almost every comment was like that.
So it's just straight up left-wing bullshit, dude. It's like your typical fucking copy-paste left-wing bullshit.
So nobody's buying this bullshit.
Oh, it's fine. You can interview Hunter Biden, crackhead, who probably stole money from the taxpayers, you know, got a lot of controversies. Oh, you can interview him. No problem, dude. That's great. Actually, this is wonderful fucking journalism. But you go and have a dinner with the Trump campaign after you've been critical about how they handled the Epstein files so that you could address it in person, and then you report back what they told you. That's You're compromised, dude. You're compromised. No. The double standard is so fucking obvious.
Shit narrative that it's the deep state trying to cover it up, or it's just Pam Bondi and Cash Patel's fault, or Trump is only using Epstein for money laundering. That's what Tim wants us to believe. Soon he'll be talking about how Bill Gates just liked Epstein's private island because of the beach or something.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Yeah. So you're putting words in his mouth now. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you could go through Trump's connection to Epstein and come to the conclusion.
I wonder if he stole that like straight from Reddit. That joke. Oh, I bet you he's going to be defending Bill Gates now. I wonder if I went to Reddit if I'd find comments exactly like that you just lifted that from. I wonder.
That Trump was probably just using him to help with his finances. There was clearly more going on there, and Trump couldn't make it more obvious with his response to people questioning.
I wonder if I went to Reddit and looked this up, if I would find every talking point you're making here on Reddit. I wonder.
Him about it, but we're supposed to believe that Tim thinks it's just Trump being worried about money laundering.
But you got to show people you weren't children. That's what you have to show people.
Yeah, well, I thought you just said he was only worried about money laundering.
I don't even care if he laundered a little bit of the money. No one does. No one does. Donald, if that's what you're worried about, no one cares.
See, he's fucking theorizing. Too lazy to fucking think. He's theorizing all the possibilities, right? Did he fuck kids? That's a possibility. Did he have some sort of shady business deals with Epstein? That's definitely a possibility as well. So don't even theorize, because Too Lazy to Try is going to pretend like you don't care that he might have fucked kids. Okay.
It's okay. If he laundered some of your money, even a lot of your money, if he laundered a lot of your money, because that's not what people are thinking. God, it would be fun if he just laundered some of your goddamn money. Just say that. Say that. Say I got a casino as a cash business. He laundered some money. Say it. Say it now. That's not impeachable. Who cares? He laundered some money. God damn it.
Yeah. It's not him saying this is what it is. This is him saying, let's hope if it was something like that, then say it. It's in fact you're not saying anything. It makes people think you fucked kids. So if you laundered money or something, just say that, so we could stop thinking that you fucked kids. This is pathetic, dude. But yeah, I'm glad he's doing so well. I need to just start a new channel, dude, and just, go to Reddit and find out what the Redditors are complaining about, the crazy left-wing TDS Redditors. Find out what they're talking about and just make a video every day about whatever Reddit's complaining about. And then just go post it on Reddit so it, gets a ton of views. And, dude, I'll be in the money. Guys, if you want to start a YouTube career, this is what you do. All right? And it's not just Too Lazy to Try that does this. A lot of people do this. And, you don't even have to think. You don't got to write your own videos. You just go read Reddit and, you write a little script based on all the Reddit talking points. And you don't want to like completely copy the comments. Just change the wording a little bit to make it kind of your own, you'll be good. But I'm sure that's not what he's doing. I'm sure. But yeah, let's move on. So we'll watch a little bit of this. This is, the Full Send podcast. These guys look so dumb in suits. When they wear suits, it's like, it's such a dumb look. But yeah, they went to the White House to interview Netanyahu. And apparently somebody from the White House set this up, was like, asked them if they wanted to interview Netanyahu. And like their defense is, yeah, we're going to interview every big person we can find. But the reason they want to obviously go, Netanyahu wants to go on Nelk is because they're not going to ask tough questions. They know it's going to be an easy interview, but can you blame them? All these people that are talking shit, if they had the opportunity to interview these people, if they had a show that was popular and they had an opportunity to interview a fucking world leader, 99% of them would say yes. So there's a lot of hypocrisy with that.
See so much stuff
looks so
about,
goofy,
what's going on in Israel and, Iran and Palestine. And to be honest, I just really don't know what is going on there. So it's going to be interesting to sit down with Prime Minister Netanyahu and kind of just ask him some questions about what we read online and
get educated.
Probably going to be a lot of hate in the comments and stuff like that.
They knew it. I mean, yeah, they knew. Anybody, with a fucking brain knows you interview Netanyahu, just like if you interview Trump. Oh man, the Reddit bots are coming for your ass.
In my opinion, I mean, dude,
We're
if we
journalists,
get,
right?
yeah. I mean, we're technically
How
journalists.
can you pass up this opportunity at the end of the day?
No, and plus, at the end of the day, it's like we get the opportunity to sit down with one of the most powerful people in the world, a world leader.
Yeah.
And we get to ask him some stuff, and we're going to ask him what we want to ask him too. So if you guys, want to hear shit, whatever questions you guys want to hear, there's probably a ton of other interviews of him on CNN or like, typical news stuff. We're going to ask him what we want to ask him. So to me, this is crazy. Like how far we've come, and we're get to sit down with world leaders.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. So
Yeah. I mean, for any backlash, this is just an opportunity, again, you can't really pass up. I don't see it. Like, there's no one else doing this.
yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll sit down with any world leader in the world.
I agree.
I mean, my dream guess is Kim Jong-un.
Both
So
of
Kim
ours.
Jong-un, if you're watching this,
It's funny because if it's a good point, because if they did interview Kim Jong-un, there'd be very few people complaining about it. They'd be, oh, this is great. This is great. But yeah.
It's kind of like
Netanyahu and Trump are two of those. I mean, anybody that the left considers right wing, like you just can't talk to them.
come to North Korea and
Disavow.
and interview you
all I
as
could think
well.
about is the interview when we're doing
I'm
this.
so down to pull up to Moscow and interview Putin too.
Yeah,
Oh, that would piss off a lot of people.
we'll do everybody.
This is what sets off podcasts. You could put a small microphone here, but no, you have to see this thing, right?
Yeah. Prime Minister Netanyahu with us today. We're here in the Blair House.
Yep.
Right? Is this the White House grounds?
Close.
He's talking right away. He's already talking shit about your podcast setup. I honestly find the little lapels that you put on, they're kind of annoying, dude. Just set up a fucking mic. What's wrong with that?
Close.
It's the sort of the official guest house of the United States.
How have you seen like the White House and stuff? Like how has it evolved over the years, over the times of you visiting it?
I've met quite a few of the American presidents because I've been in office pretty long time. Not because we don't have elections, but because I've won quite a few of them, okay? I think there's never been a friend like Donald Trump in the White House for Israel. I think he's a remarkable leader. I think he's changing history. He said he'll make America great.
Doesn't Netanyahu say this about like every American president? Didn't he have the same spiel about Biden? Like whoever the president is, they kiss their ass and like, I mean, it doesn't matter who the president is. The Israel relationship doesn't change,
Great again?
He's been in office 25 years, happy days. I guess they don't have term limits over there. That's what I was wondering when he said that he's been in office for a long time. I was like, how long has he been in office? Is that right? 25 years? Jesus Christ, dude. Maybe it's time to get somebody else in there.
He's already done it. America is widely admired now around the world, and especially after our joint operation against this regime that wanted to, chance death to America, death to Israel. Well, I think together we've shown the world a different face of America. Very powerful, very directed, very resolute.
You guys are very tight, right? Would you call it a bromance?
Well, you might.
See, these are questions you should have thrown out. You should have just jumped right into. Look, there's a lot of talk about civilian deaths in Gaza. So, what's going on there? Why are so many civilians dying, and why have more civilians died in Gaza than in October 7th at this point? It seems a little fucked up. Can you explain? I mean, they could have pushed harder here, but I don't know, man. There's probably some fear. They want access to these type of world leaders. They obviously want to interview more world leaders. And if they start hardballing this guy, they probably won't get another world leader.
I mean, we've known each other several decades.
It's a little bit of selling out, to be honest. It kind of is.
And, I really like him.
What do you like most about him?
If you meet him close up, and Sarah and I have had this opportunity many times, including last night in a great dinner we had at the White House. First of all, Donald Trump can be very funny.
Of course.
He can be very funny.
Especially off camera, right?
He can split you sort of sit there and you start guffawing because it's so funny. And also, I'll tell you something else. That Sarah, who's a psychologist, and she, psychologists, psychologists?
Of course.
They look at people. They identify very quickly with that. You know what she said to me about Donald Trump? She said, he's a good person. He has a good heart. He wants to do good. And that is something that I think that you have to know him well to appreciate it. And the last thing I tell you about him, okay, I mean, I could tell you many things, but he cuts to the chase. You know, he cuts through the BS. I have to
Yeah, BS. This is all BS right now. This is just how much time can I kill sucking Trump's dick? Maybe I can kill like 10% of the interview just talking about how amazing Trump is.
spell out what BS is. He cuts through the BS.
What do you think about the Epstein files, though? Do you think he handled that properly? What do you think? Is there anything there?
He goes right to
I
the
wonder
point,
if do they ask him about? Do they better have asked him about the Epstein files?
to the heart of the matter, and sometimes he's
Dude, let me interview fucking Netanyahu, dude. Let me interview some of these fuckers. I tell you what, I won't go easy on them. I don't care. I won't be intimidated by their suit and their 20 fucking security guards.
says things
I don't think I would.
that get right to the things that people don't want to really think through. And he cuts to the bone. And that is an amazing quality because it lets you focus on the things that are important. So it's been an incredible partnership, both personally, but also for our two nations.
Did you have any type of relationship with Biden?
Not the same. I've known Biden for, 40 years? Almost as long. Well, both of them. Over the decades, it was a different relationship. It was a friendship, but also it evolved into, how shall I say this? Severe disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
And with Donald Trump, we've had powerful agreements.
Was Biden pushing back on the Palestine shit by the end? Like getting tired of all the negative publicity?
And where there's no
I don't remember, to be honest.
daylight between an American president and an Israeli prime minister, amazing things can happen. Like our common enemies who chant death to Israel, death to America, and want to develop atomic bombs and the means to deliver them to this city and to every part of America.
Here comes the fear mongering. Yeah, you guys really saved the world with your fucking Iran shit, dude. Thank God. Thank God.
All of a sudden, they're not so intimidating. All of a sudden, we can defeat them. All of a sudden, you can use these brave American pilots who come from around the world, drop it right over the bunker, and help us end the amazing feats of our soldiers and pilots. That's an amazing thing. It's good for America. It's good for the security of every single American.
Yeah. I completely fucking disagree, dude. I think our involvement in the Middle East and constantly bombing them, we're just fucking kicking the hornet's nest over and over again. And then we get surprised when the hornets rally together and come sting the fuck out of us. This guy's got neocon written all over him, dude. You know, and then Levin comes out and says, neocon is an anti-Semitic term. No, neocon is like, it's an actual fucking ideology. And this guy's got it written all over him. It has nothing to do with his fucking religion.
How do you feel about the Americans' opinion on Israel right now?
Well, look, I think the broad segments of the American public support Israel, but I'm concerned that the young people in America, some of them are getting the wrong picture of Israel, vilification, demonization. You can feed them a lot of lies. So the only way you can fight lies is with the truth. How do you fight lies? You tell the truth. And you have to tell it as often and as, intensely as the lies that are leveled against you. And that requires an effort. It's like another battlefield.
All right, so you guys can see how this goes, right? He does ask him, I don't know what timestamp it is, but I saw a clip where they asked him about the reports that they're starving to death and why are they starving to death? And then they bring up we try to bring in food to give them food, but then Hamas steals the food and then uses it for themselves and then sells it back at like astronomical rates to the population. So it's Hamas's fault that people are starving. It's very possible. I don't know. I just can't believe anything because it seems like it's all propaganda, dude. But so the Nelk Boys did a stream on fucking Kick afterwards to address the pod because they were getting so much hate. They were getting attacked pretty hardcore for their Netanyahu interview, and then Hassan Piker came on.
Adam, we have Hassan's here. It's me and Kyle here.
They interviewed.
We've had 5 different people in here, and now Hassan. Oh, there you go.
Boom!
What's good?
It worked.
So they're gonna interview somebody who's pro-Palestine. So they're gonna even it out.
Kyle Forgard.
What up, Adam? Good to meet you, bro.
This guy, Aaron.
Adam's a great guy. Adam's a good guy.
I know, Adam seems like good vibes.
He's a troll, but he's a good dude. I fuck with him.
What is going on right now? You guys please explain.
Hassan will explain. Yeah, wait, Hassan, why don't you go ahead and debrief Adam on what's going on as you change your fit.
This is Adam from the Adam Freeland show or whatever he does now. Just so you know. And he's very upset with the Nelk Boys for doing this.
Before you lagged out.
It's always like, oh, just stick to just pleasing the audience. Don't do anything that the audience doesn't like. You know, how dare you? I think there's a lot of old school people that just want to be like old school famous, where they're playing this game where they just want everybody to like them and don't do anything that will make the crowd turn on you. It's like, I think that's an old school game, dude. You know, you just to allow the crowd to bully you. And that's what, to me, that's what Hassan is. Hassan is somebody who, I swear to God, every little talking point, he's looking at his chat to see how his chat's reacting. He's got to make sure to keep the chat happy. And when they do these little fucking raids on people's comments and downvote people, they're trying to get that same sort of situation going where they're trying to bully the influencer into doing what the crowd wants. Right? And it works for a lot of them, especially when they get rewarded for it.
Yeah. What happened is these guys, the brilliant minds of the Nelk Boys podcast, went and interviewed war criminal Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and now they're getting now. Yeah, they did.
Guys, in the middle of a war.
It's a genocide.
Adam, it's a war leader. We had to do it.
You know, 60,000 people, lowest estimates, are dead right now.
We understand. We have empathy with everyone who's been affected by the war in general, but we are going to have a pro-Palestinian on next week. That's what we do here. We do not.
He's charged with as a war criminal by the ICC. It's you could have Slobodan Milosevic on.
We would have a lot of people on.
Would have anyone on.
They said they would have Adolf Hitler on.
No, we did not say
We never
that,
said
Hassan.
I think, isn't Adam a Jewish as well? It's crazy. Crazy.
Hassan, twisting
Okay,
words,
they
using
said they would have
hypothetical
Osama bin
bullshit.
Laden on,
None of
but
that.
not Adolf Hitler.
Hitler
is too long ago. It's too hypothetical of a question.
Oh, come on. You're telling me you wouldn't interview Adolf fucking Hitler if you had the opportunity? I would interview, dude, Mao. I'd interview Stalin. I'd interview Adolf Hitler. I'd interview fucking Pol Pot. I'd interview fucking Napoleon. I'd interview fucking Genghis Khan. Come on now, dude. Just because you interview someone doesn't mean that, like, all of a sudden you're just as bad as them because you talk to them. Give me a fucking break, dude.
Did you press him? Did you you dunked on him?
We asked him what was his response to starving children in Gaza. Could he have stopped October 7th? Is he looking to have regime change in Iran? And we told him that Americans don't want to see another regime change war in the Middle East.
We've told him
He's made it way harder to be a Jew in America.
They asked him if he was starving children in Gaza, and he said no. It was Hamas starving children in Gaza. Adam.
Wait. Answer this. Hassan, did they glaze?
I don't know. I haven't seen the excerpts
seen it
yet.
either. I was editing the G Herbo interview, and it's one of my finest moments, and now you've ruined my day. What are you guys doing? Wait, guys, can I get Aaron?
That's just what we do. That's just what we do. So, listen. That's just what we do. So I think what we did is
it's pretty fucking whiny, CWG. It's like your whole day's ruined because they interviewed the Prime Minister of Israel. It ruined your whole day. Like, I get it. He's terrible, right? But you're over. It's overreacting, dude.
We had someone on right now.
But he watched.
Let me finish. I don't want to tell us too.
Adam.
I think this is actually going to be a great thing. If everyone thinks we have such a big platform, would you guys agree or no, Hassan?
Yeah, you guys have a decently sized platform.
People wouldn't be pissed, right, if we didn't have a big platform. So
Hassan's got like 60,000 because I watched a lot of this earlier. I listened to it. Hassan's got like 60,000 concurrent viewers, but Nelk Boys are probably got like 30 or 40,000 now. So yeah, you're not quite in the Hassan level, bro.
If we have such a big platform,
no, I think people your fans would, depending on how they feel about it, they probably would be.
Right now, we just had Netanyahu on. A bunch of people watched it. I think a lot of people saw through what he was saying. Now, already on the same day, we've had 3 people on with complete opposite viewpoints. Hassan, Sneeko, Myron,
Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes. So what? And then,
Okay.
Wait. Let me finish.
Don't
finish.
loop me in with those
Let me
guys.
finish. I said opposite views.
Don't put me in the same category as these guys.
Let me finish. So already we've had 4 people with opposite viewpoints on the very same day. And then the next episode of the Full Send podcast, we're gonna have someone very, very reputable with the complete opposite viewpoint of Netanyahu. So I personally think, and listen, there's a lot. You guys got to understand though, Hassan. There's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people like Hassan though that are educated on this issue, and there's a lot of people like myself who are really not. And I know there's a
Bro, yeah, Hassan is pushed on by Twitch and Reddit too, and protected, when he breaks their rules. It's really like Hassan is like the head mob member, right? So the mob kind of dictates everything Hassan does, and he's able to be like the voice of that fucking mob. Mobs are wonderful, guys. That's real wonderful. Real wonderful that mobs have this much power now.
There's a lot of people watching.
But yeah, everybody's afraid of his
that
mob.
are the same way as me. That just
Everybody's afraid of that mob that's fucking taking on Hassan like a fucking organism that just like eats your brain and takes over your body. Everybody, the fucking Twitch, the fucking social media platforms, a lot of creators, they're terrified of that mob because that mob will destroy your career overnight.
just read shit and don't know what to believe. And you read stuff and you really don't know what to believe. Like, I know, Hassan, that might be tough for you to understand because you're so educated on the topic. But there is a lot of people that don't know what to believe. So I think what we're doing is,
you're giving more reason as to why it's bad that you guys interviewed him.
Because
though.
I think people are going to listen to
No, that's the
Netanyahu.
problem. Because
they're already listening to you, Hassan. A lot of people in our audience have honestly never heard of you. And I'm sure likewise, they've never heard of us, so they dislike us. So we're putting you onto our audience now, and they're hearing your point of view. And then next week on the podcast, they're going to hear someone really reputable.
We'll get some sad music going for this.
The opposite view of Netanyahu. So I personally think right now we're going to bite the bullet, and I think we're going to take a lot of flack. But I think within a week or 2 weeks' time, we're actually going to be educating our entire audience and probably the entire internet on everyone's point of view.
You're doing crisis PR right now, and I can tell this is really stressful because everyone's mad at you. But please,
it's not, bro.
You guys just do pranks. But people like to see you guys partying. Why you guys keep?
We'll still party,
in
bro.
The middle of a fucking people can't leave.
Adam, we're still party.
Adam, we were in Central Pay for a few days after this.
This is more of that Reddit shit. Like, if you get involved in any way, and it's not in a way that they find acceptable, then why are you no, just go back to comedy. But it's fine. It's fine when the other fucking people do it. As long as you completely align with the Hassan Piker mob. But if you don't align with them, oh no, just stick to being funny. Just stick to being funny. Oh God, it hurts so much to hear a different opinion. I can't do it.
We agree with you.
People ever died of women and children. Why are you wading into that? I like you guys because they like to party. You hit zaps. You do happy dads. You guys are fucking chill. I like to see Steve will do a chug. Just do it. Why are you touching that?
Adam, I agree.
Adam,
you know what?
Adam,
Adam's right. We don't have to do it.
It is a brutal blood. It is blood.
See,
it is
Adam,
violent.
that's a problem. That's
Why
a problem.
are you
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, just go back and keep doing fucking pranks, which is all demonetized. It can't make a living off the pranks alone. And it's probably content that's not going to do as well anymore. It's already played out. Don't evolve. Just keep doing the same thing forever and ever, dude. How dare you? How dare you?
Say something. Adam.
I mean, it wasn't a good Netanyahu interview, but Jesus Christ, dude. Like, they're acting like they like murdered a school bus of children or something.
I'm gonna say something. We're gonna.
Yeah, Steiny's annoying. I don't know why Steiny's become. I mean, of all people, it's Steiny's the second guy. I don't know. Steiny's kind of annoying. And the other guy, I forget his name, with his hat on backwards. He's cool, but he comes across like super nervous on camera sometimes. Like, he seems to be like, I don't know. There's a little thing there, like a little nervousness to him that makes me wonder, like, is he comfortable on camera?
Adam!
We're gonna drink. We're gonna hit
Maybe it's just the way he naturally is, you know?
zaps, and then we're also gonna interview fucking world leaders. When it comes to it, we're gonna do all
It's
three.
not just like, dude, you're not like interviewing the prime minister of Albania, okay? You're like, this is a guy.
Hassan,
If you did that, no one would. You wouldn't be doing this video or this.
Did Hassan turn up his mic just so he could fucking overpower these guys? I swear to God, he turned his mic up and is like fucking clipping. It's clipping at this point, just so he can overtalk these guys.
Video call anyway. If you were doing that, nobody would give a shit.
We planned to do this stream. You can check my story. We planned to do this.
Hassan knows all the tricks.
You're coming in
dude.
here all hot, but it's like, bro, we told you exactly what was gonna happen. I texted you ahead of time. You know we're gonna have someone who's pro-Palestinian on the other side. And you're coming in
Okay,
here
but
with
that
all this
doesn't
animosity, and it's
change
just
the
like, dude,
dynamic.
you're trying to
I
press us
found
in
out
front of
about
your
it. I
audience,
found out
you're
about the
trying to
interview
prove a point,
after
but
you
it's
had
like,
already conducted
You
it.
haven't even watched the episode. You're trying to come in here and just press.
I know,
the
but
fuck
if you
out
were
of us.
to if you
You're
were to have asked,
uneducated.
He doesn't need to watch the episode. You talked to Hitler. You talked to modern day Hitler, guys. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Now you are discommunicated.
ahead of time, I would have told you not to do
it. Excommunicated.
Even if he watches it, he'll still think the same thing. No, I know, but I'm just trying to press him.
I've watched so much Nelk. I love you, boys. Listen, boys. This is let's zoom out. This is a problem with today, with our society.
Is people are fucking whiny little bitches about everything like you? I think that's a problem. I think that's a bigger problem than just, being a podcast that gets a big guest and goes, hey, let's interview him. Right? That's the problem. Not you being a whiny little crying bitch. Adam, whoever the fuck you are.
Even the fact that you're talking to Sneeko and Myron from Fresh and Fit, like that's not like these are content creators. These aren't fucking historians. These are people that like. These are the fact that like the experts on
No, leave it to the experts. Leave it to the experts, guys. You're not an expert. You don't even have a degree in journalism.
It's politics and it's war and it's violence. There are people that study this, right? It's just not everything's content.
Yeah. Just stick to the people or the left wing people like Hassan who study this. Just let them talk about it.
Guys,
but that's what we're gonna have on the next episode, bro.
You had Coke. Jesse would have never allowed this were he here.
Oh,
Jesse, he
told me
he watched this episode.
I don't know enough about the Nelk history.
He comes very studious.
Is Jesse the one they had a falling out with? And then I think so, right? Like the white dude with the beard.
I don't know about the Nelk history to know what Adam is saying, but it seems to be impactful.
That's one thing about Adam is he will fucking know everything that's ever happened.
You think that they just didn't realize? You think that you think it's banality of evil? Guys, there's a book by this lady Hannah Arendt that I want you guys to read, The Banality of Evil. And I want you guys to get back to me on it. Because it's sometimes it's sometimes I'm doing a podcast. It's just a podcast. But you don't realize that there's like a gravity there. There are powerful people wanting access to your fucking
Oh, this is such a left-wing thing, dude. This is such a left-wing fucking talking point. This talking point always leads to like, oh, you're not allowed to talk about this. You're censored. Oh, only the mainstream media can talk about this. Oh, freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. This is a left-wing fucking bullshit talking point.
Platform that have an agenda. It's just like
you're
when I was asking
platforming
about
dangerous people.
Zuckerberg, right? His stock plummets when he's like doing the censorship around COVID, and then everyone's like, "You're anti-free speech Democrat," and then he puts a chain against muscles, and then his stock goes back up.
Who said his stock went back up? Did Zuckerberg's stock go back up? Because to me, he's still a fucking laughing stock to everybody. So who did his stock go back up with?
Like it's this everyone that says you're an anti-free speech Democrat is like, no, you're sick because you do bow and arrow. But he's like he's going on podcasts now because it's his stock price. It's an advantage for them, and it's like
they're using you guys. They're using you guys to look good.
We understand that, bro. Why does anybody, Hassan? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Hassan, anyone goes on a podcast to promote whatever they're doing. We're aware of that.
Yeah, but they're not. But Benjamin Netanyahu's not promoting a book, dog. He's promoting a genocide. That's the point.
Simpson on. We had Andrew Tate on. It's the same shit. This one might be a little bit more.
None of those things.
You're right.
You do realize that, like.
No, I agree with you.
Dude, you're basically committing genocide, Nelk Boys. Do you realize that? You guys are complicit in the genocide now.
This is the one instance. This is the one instance where it's the worst guess you could have.
We
Because
agree.
these
We
guys
agree.
are bad people,
We
but what you're
100%
talking about is the
agree,
worst person.
It's the most hated man on the planet.
But Hassan, we agree. But
To Aaron's-
also, if we're not
to
going to do it,
Aaron's
then who's
credit,
not
I'm
going to
gonna
do
protect
it?
you, Aaron. I'm gonna hook your ass up. I said BB to that guy Yossi, who's your Mossad handler, and Aaron said, "Who's that?" He didn't know that. He didn't know that it's his name BB. I'm just
even I
that's
knew
protecting you. No, you said who's that, which is good. I mean, like, guys, just it's like unless you know, like, it's wading into fucking like it's violence and they're bombs and
No, Adam,
rubble.
you're right.
And
You're right. You are right. We definitely
you don't have to
realize
do
that.
content about it. You don't have.
They're definitely trying to use Nelk Boys to look good, like somebody said in the comment section. Yeah, of course. Politicians are gonna politician, dude. But it seems like an overreaction here, you know? It's like at the end of the day, you think him going on the Nelk Boys is all of a sudden gonna make everybody like Netanyahu now? That's gonna change everybody's opinion because he was on fucking Nelk Boys?
Have to do like.
If anything, his popularity went down after this, dude.
We're gonna fucking collab with him. We're gonna collab with BB and Bonnie Blue. Guys, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just a way. It's a sign of the world nowadays.
Adam,
It
you
is.
would have him on in a
If
heartbeat.
you
I'm gonna
had
be
Trump
honest.
on,
Adam, you would have him on in a heartbeat. If you had the
fuck-
opportunity, you'd have him on in a heartbeat. So don't try and.
BB?
Yeah.
I would
fuck
have
yeah, you would.
only if Bonnie Blue was there to defend Palestine.
You would have
No,
BB
guys,
on in a heartbeat. Don't even try and fucking fade the fact.
You know what? Like, I am very I know a lot about this subject. You know, that even maybe is a step, a shade beyond. It's a little bit like it's very painful for me. Aaron, your grandparents were the Holocaust, right?
Yes.
Okay, please. Our parents' generation, right? We're told that like we have to protect these people, and if we don't protect these people, the Holocaust will happen again. I'm Jewish, by the way, Kyle. I don't know if you could tell. I don't really read as Jewish, but okay.
I honestly am.
I kind of read him as Jewish. I mean, no shade, but okay.
Our parents were told that,
we
right?
could tell
And they
right
were really
away.
scared. They were really scared because they knew Holocaust survivors, right? And it really freaked them out. And they were like, "We got to protect Israel and stuff like this." But like, it hasn't protected Jewish people. It is.
I agree
the
with you.
people that
That's why,
live
Adam,
in
you haven't
Israel,
watched Adam.
It's been a failure of a project. Think about the way Jewish people were treated prior to the Holocaust. For 1600 years, we were losers. Everywhere we went, they said, "Go away." Everywhere we went, they were killed. It sounds a lot like the Palestinians.
Adam,
Because
I'm gonna
they
tell
are
you this.
people
So the Palestinians are the new Jews. Okay.
who are dispossessed, and everywhere they go, they get killed.
Adam,
and if we
listen.
can't see ourselves in that, it's a shanda.
Adam,
Hassan,
I'm gonna tell you
it's a
something
shanda.
really quick. I don't agree with Netanyahu. I disagree with a lot of things he's doing. I think he's acting. It doesn't matter. I think in certain aspects he's.
But you
acting the same-
collabed with them. You collabed, dude. It's a podcast where they interview people, and they had a fucking chance to have a big guest. I don't know. Yeah, Netanyahu sucks. But this is it's overreacting. It's almost to the point of like you're virtue signaling to the mob, right? The mob loves this. The Hassan Piker controlled mob, or not? The mob controls Piker. Piker doesn't control the mob. But it seems like that. Like it's just virtue signaling to that mob, you know. We'll watch a little more of it. It's almost over.
We've talked to him about this. Hamas
No,
is
there's
still
no.
there, and then
See, this is what I
Netanyahu
mean.
wants
You're
to
saying
go
like
to
he's
the-
acting.
No, but Hassan, you're
that
disregarding the
the-
point. And Adam, you're not listening.
There's no comparison between Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas. That's my point. The point is that
You tried to compare them
Hamas.
earlier. I agree
No,
with you.
it's,
That they're
no.
acting the
Benjamin
same way
Netanyahu
sometimes.
is infinitely worse. That's the point. Israel is the Israeli military, and its conduct is a million times worse than anything Hamas could have ever done. It is hundreds, if not thousands, of October 7s that Benjamin Netanyahu has done with superior firepower over the course of the last 2 years. There's a mass starvation happening. Israel is the much more powerful entity in this process, and it's backed by the most powerful country on the planet, the United States of America.
Yeah. I think bottom line, guys, on the Full Send
There's
podcast,
occupied
we're willing to
territory
have
where people
anyone on
don't
the
have
planet.
right to self-determination.
That's just
the
the way
only
it
way to
is.
think of it.
They're spurging the fuck out, dude.
All you have to think of it is in this way: you have the longest occupation in modern history, right? And you have a group of individuals that don't have a right to self-determination, They don't have a country, right? And it's been this way in Gaza since 1967. Okay, in Israel, it's a country. They're in the United Nations. They can vote in their government. These people don't have those rights. And guess what? Right now, there's a fence around them, and they're trapped there. It's not it's not a one-on-one. You don't even have to sound like
it's literally.
Hamas is better than Israel. You don't even have to frame it that way. That's just the situation with the Palestinians and the Israelis, right? Who are like living on either side of that fence, and it's just like, guys, like I get what it's you guys got to be fucking stressed as shit right now, but like it's just like
we're all good.
It's just
yeah.
I don't know. Adam seems like he's the one that's stressed as shit right now, dude. Adam seems like he's about to have a fucking panic attack over this, dude.
We're good. Trust.
Maybe you need to stay off Reddit for a little bit, Adam. You know, it's not good for your health, bro.
It's not good. Have it like get in trouble for anything else.
You're right, Adam. I understand your point of view, though. We do a lot of comedy. We do a lot of fun stuff. So you're right. We actually definitely didn't need to do this. I totally agree with you. I totally agree.
There is no good purpose. There's no good purpose to interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu unless you're like literally there to fucking laser him or directly arrest him and send.
I guarantee you, he just took this talking point right out of his chat. I guarantee you, he just took this talking point right out of his fucking chat. Oh yeah. That's the way to go, guys. It's just virtue signaling, dude. This is what's going on here.
Send him to the.
I mean, when they're making this big a deal out of something so fucking, at the end of the day, like, okay, he didn't do Nelk Boys, then he would have just done a different podcast. Right? You can criticize Nelk Boys for it. Like, yeah, they should have been more hard hitting and all that. But this is just some drama queen fucking virtue signaling bullshit.
The Hague, which is not going to happen under any circumstance, especially not inside of the White House. So the only thing that happens here, even if it's a failure overall because of how fucking how intensely disliked Benjamin Netanyahu is, the goal on his end was to basically use your platform in the same way that they use CNN. So in a way, you guys turned into CNN.
I don't think that we've already talked about this, but I don't think just because we platform people, they fall for everything the guest says. And this is a perfect example of that.
No, I know that, and they clearly aren't.
Just go read the
comments. people are.
Then what's the problem? Oh, I guess the problem is that you talk to somebody who's like he's Hitler. You talk to Hitler, and you're not allowed to. Basically, you're not allowed to talk to people they don't like. Is what it comes down to. It doesn't matter if you actually helped them, or if the fucking podcast you did with them is actually going to improve his ratings. No, you're just not allowed to talk to certain people. Certain people are off limits. And I know you might think that's cult behavior, but that's not cult behavior, guys. That's democracy.
Are going to be more mad at you guys as a consequence of like interviewing. Yeah, my point is that if you're asking me about the morality of it, there were journalists that were implicated and also charged with crimes in the Nuremberg trials for literally participating and doing propaganda for the Nazis, right? So in that regard, if you were to ask, will there ever be a Nuremberg style trial for Israel? I don't know. Probably not. Okay. That doesn't mean that
Wow, 2025. Now Israel is the Nazis. Couldn't we just come up with why does everything have to be the Nazis? Couldn't you compare them to other terrible regimes? But no, everything just is Hitler. That's the only thing we can ever compare somebody to.
The crimes are not comparable. And that doesn't mean that your moral culpability in this regard is not close to what those guys did. I'm not saying that you guys are going to be tried in the Nuremberg style trials, but the moral culpability is still there for not, for conducting an interview such as this one.
I can definitely understand your perspective, Hassan, for sure. I just think that, that's just what we're going to do at the Full Send Pod. And I don't know, maybe we got to get a little better at grilling them, or maybe next time when we have a guest like this, we can hit up people like you, Hassan, and get what you would ask and stuff like that. But
no, Benjamin Netanyahu is never entering the same room as someone like myself. Obviously. If I were to be in that room, he would not do this podcast with you.
Well, yeah, because you said you have to laser him or fucking arrest him. That's the only way you would fucking do a podcast with him. So yeah. I don't think his security would let him in a room with you, Hassan, when you talk that way.
Or maybe they would.
Which is sad because it would be a good debate if you and him could like. I'd like to see that. I'd love to see Hassan and Netanyahu fucking debate over this shit. But because you're a retard and you're too afraid to actually engage in debates with the other side, we don't get that. It's sad. One day.
Would assassinate me.
Hassan, why wouldn't you do someone from both sides?
What do you mean?
Guys, we've already debated this. We could.
But no, but if you could do Netanyahu and do somebody else, why wouldn't you do that?
Well, I don't think that there's both sides in the situation.
Because the mob that fucking makes me super rich that I grift to would be upset with that. That's why. Because I'm basically, I have no opinions of my own anymore. I just follow the mob, and it gets me really rich.
There is the perpetrators. Like that's why I'm saying it's like akin to interviewing Adolf Hitler.
Netanyahu.
Yeah, go read what the chat says, Hassan. Get your next talking point from the chat.
There is no both sides in the situation. That's why I'm saying it's like interviewing a concentration camp survivor and then interviewing Hitler. You know what I mean? Is there both sides of this?
Yeah. It's called journalism. It's called getting the fucking story, dude. All right, we're done. We're gonna call it. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. It should be back normal time tomorrow unless something weird comes up again and I have to deal with some shit. But otherwise, I should be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Sorry, fuck. 9 a.m. No, 9 p.m. So have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, take care. Have a good one. Gotta find the outro. Here it is. Take care, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.